now the groups will start to get interesting as we get our second games out there. It'll be Plague first versus the Houndmaster. Both of these killers got the full 12 hooks, the 4K from their first games. Houndmaster's was a win. Plague's was, alas, only a draw. They'll be looking to keep up their performances here. Badham again, visiting a lot of Badham so far this tournament. Plague will have to contend with it right here. Looking for immediate infection on that gen. Gets it. Taking stock of the gens here as well. Already, if you're Plague, you're thinking, what is my 3-gen? What gens can I control? And it's not looking great in that regard, is it? Can't really point to anything right now and say that's the 3-gen for Plague. This could be tough stuff. Oh. Are they giving up? Immediately? Not a Plague fan? Well, now they're moving. There's the injury. There's Dying State. The rules of the board are clear. If you find a game, you play on regardless of what happens. It could be a very lucky break for Plague here with the immediate Dying State and hook into a pain res. Fascinating. As Claudette is fully infected. Eddie is infected, working on this gen over here. Or was working on this gen over here. Probably moved to the house. No? Well, then it would have to be the gen by Shack, so that's where Plague will head now. Well, you gotta be feeling bad. You gotta be feeling bad for Houndmaster in situations like this. Everything appears to be falling at the Plague's feet. It's Claudette taking chase away. Gets the pallet, drops it immediately. Doesn't vault. Doesn't vault. Good call. Oh, but takes a strange line. A very strange line. That'll be a Dying State. And another pain res hook to keep it hopefully at 5 gens. Very intrigued about what Dalita's doing now. Based on how they started, they could just be waiting under the hook. For the benefit of the tournament, and certainly for the benefit of Houndmaster, we hope that isn't the case. As V on this gen brings down the pallet. Getting the gen infected, getting the gen regressing. Good stuff there as V heads upstairs. Doesn't move in for the unhook. Plague gets rid of the pallet here. Fascinating, fascinating opening. As Eddie was committing to the gen, not able to finish it. V gets back on the downstairs gen. Plague can use that intel. Plague can really use that intel. Who gets the unhook here as well is a very interesting question. Where is V? Another interesting question. May have tapped the gen, then realised the unhook has to be theirs. So they might be moving back in. Intriguing. Maybe not. Maybe V went over to that gen. As here's Dalita. Runs into a nook, into a cul-de-sac. That'll be a Dying State second hook stage there. On Claudette. What a strange game. The gens are moving. This is not looking like a foregone conclusion just yet. Certainly, as a team, appear to be very averse to the notion of curing the sickness. That's one thing we are seeing here. Someone might be going in for the unhook. They do. And that will be Eddie. The way he goes. He drops downstairs. Is Plague going to win this mind game? Just holding, holding, holding. Good move for Plague. No pallet here. There we go. Very nice. Just hiding her intentions admirably. Getting the mistake from Eddie. And looking for another pain res hook. Okay. Well, we do at least have something of a game right now. Well, that does cleanse. That does mean that Thana will not be as much of a concern any longer. Oh, but Dalita's just been caught out here. Not even waiting for Dead Hard, just taking a swing. And with them being on a gen, no chance of decisive strike, so it will be a 3-survivor game. And with 3 gens left, there might just be a little bit too much for the team to do right now. 2 options available for the Corrupt Purge. With everyone infected, could be a good call for Plague. Oh, we'll find the opportunity to get it here with Eddie. And another survivor nearby. This could be game, set, and match. Trying for a big alley-oop here. Over the building. Oh, not quite. It would have been spectacular. Not quite connecting. Eddie keeps on moving. Oh, again, not quite the range there. Into a locker goes Eddie. No, deception for Eddie. Okay, good call, but the coughing just gave him away there. And this is tough. This is tough if you're Eddie here. No! The Plague team are aghast that that did not connect. Nor that! Eddie has a force field around him. There we go. Shields down, and the Corrupt connects. Another hook here, taking her to 7. Another gem pops. There is something to be said for the loss of a survivor early. It does mean that Thanatophobia will not be working at full efficacy now. Now, how important that is very much up to you to decide, but it is a factor here. So if these gens start moving quickly, well, you'll know why. Searching for... I mean, Claudette just blows this game wide open. If you can get that dying state, make it a 2-survivor game. Will be V. That's fine. Any hook is good here for Plague. And unless Claudette brings back the mother of rebuilds, it might be all over. Does get a timely unhook. That's good work from Claudette there. Any later, and Plague would have been able to punish immediately, and it really would have been over. As it stands, there is still a chance. Searching for any intel on Claudette, who got some amazing distance here. Heads into building. They've got plenty of time for the unhook on V as well. It's still not over. All credit to these survivors. They are making a game of it here. You're hoping for a quick vault here to tell you that the mind game has worked. Oh, it hasn't. They just cut off in time. Oh, and Plague just loses Corrupt. What a shame. If you were a bit more hasty in the M2 press, maybe that could have been a dying state right there. As it stands, out on the corner, this could still be a good situation for Plague. Coming back, getting the kick, and another pallet over here, so it's still not over. They'll drop immediately. Avoiding the stun, getting a quick kick, that's what she needed. While there's still 2 gens, there won't be too much fretting in Plague's face. As soon as a gem pops, as soon as the endgame timer is imminent, there you go. Now things start getting a little bit concerning for Plague. Needs to close down this chase, but it's just pallet after pallet after pallet. Oh, that could be a good enough mind game. Oh, swing and a miss. Little mind game there just to get them, just catch them off guard. They'll get the vault. They're putting in a real shift here in chase. Could there be just a glimmer of hope for Houndmaster? They come back, they get the pallet again. Pick immediately. This is the kind of chase that she really did not want. It was looking like a foregone conclusion. It was looking like it was basically all over. But Claudette has found a way of buying time, even with a little loop like this, just delaying and delaying and delaying. Could be dead hard. Okay. No dead hard. Infectious Fright over there. Will make it a 2-survivor game, but there is a real chance that Plague could still be dropping some hooks here, especially if they manage to get a gen out there. It's Eddie, it's V. There was someone around Shack, where he clearly would have left the scene by now. Could be moving house gen. One of the issues with Corrupt Purge, when you're trying to track survivors, those ambient whispers that you get can be somewhat annoying, but They're not going to stop her finding V. Doesn't get the hits, but will here. There you go. Good mind game on the window. The Corrupt Purge has not quite been as effective as maybe she would have liked. But, hook there. Now all eyes on Eddie. Is he going to get the unhook? Is he going to try and salvage something more from this game? Or is he going to lie in wait for Hatch? He spent a lot of time around Shaq. He's very, very comfortable around Shaq, is Eddie. Is he here right now? Simply waiting for Hatch to spawn. That's all that he can do right now. Okay, needs to shut Hatch. Needs to shut the door on Eddie. But then we'll still have a gate situation to contend with. Plague does have some inbuilt gate denial, but my god, Badham is not a great map for gate patrol. As it goes, not an appalling gate spawn. But if Eddie's immediately on the gate to the right, that could be really, really concerning. Needs to get one of these gates infected to give that nice bit of intel as to when Eddie starts on the gate. Doesn't need it. There's Eddie. And that will be, barring a miracle for Eddie Munson, that will be all over. G. What a shame for Houndmaster. The team really kicked it into high gear towards the end, but it has to be said, the team maybe wasn't playing at full capacity there, especially in the early game. 12 hooks for Plague. What a tournament she's having. GG. Okay, Swamp for Houndmaster. Interesting map here. Maybe not what they would have chosen, but they've always got a chance. In some respects, with Snug's Patrol, Houndmaster is a little bit map agnostic. They can kind of apply their trade anywhere. And they have to do everything they can to secure the 4K here, as there's the opening chase with Hinako. Away they go. Running through. Looking for the chase to connect. It does not. Good play from Hinako. Oh, but takes the M1. They're expecting the double chase from Snug there. Houndmaster just goes through for the M1. Very good stuff. Finding another pallet. Snug through again. Going once more. Connecting. They'll get the stun. They can only get the stun on this side. Never mind. Marvellously well played from Hinako. Did what they needed to. We may have a Houndmaster gamer, or certainly a Houndmaster counterer on our side here. Oh my goodness me. Snug can't find a way through. They still get the pallet. Damn. Very unfortunate. They just got enough distance to be happy with. Well, that is not the start Houndmaster needed. In a different universe, they've already got a hook, and they're loving life. As it stands, nothing to be seen of that. Good lines for Hinako. And I think Houndmaster has to understand when she's beat and has to understand when to move away, and that certainly is the case here. Trying to cut ahead of them, deny the pallet, not able to do so. There's no drop there. Easy decision for Hinako there. Just needs to wait for Houndmaster to make their move. Okay, pivot into Tori Kane. Clicking the torch, and then burning the pallet immediately, and then taking an M1. Okay, this might be more Houndmaster speed. Bravado without end product. She's hoping that's the case here with Tori Kane. Oh my god, amazing work. Okay. So there you go, after a very tough opening, with two very strong Hinako gamers, finds some joy in chasing Tori Kane, looking for Paymos here. We'll be able to make it, and hopefully that will stop the third gem popping. But a rough start nonetheless for Houndmaster. There's Jagged Compass. Needs to get there as soon as possible. Away she goes. Big movement there, including Dwight. And anything she can do to chase someone not named Hinako, she'll be very, very happy to do so. So the chase with Dwight could be exactly what she needs. Scratch marks. Working around the tile. Dwight doubles back. Trying to get Snug upstairs. Does so. Oh my god, just goes right past Dwight. There's the M1. Big opportunity here if you can get chase out quickly enough for the chase. Did I just say chase out quickly enough for the chase? Snug out quickly enough for the chase. My apologies. High octane game. Hard to know whether one's coming or going. Is that a dead end? That's a dead end. Big opportunity. Massive opportunity here. Snug needs to connect and does, and that will be the dying state.
You are a
Right there. Jagged compass, in case that's helpful down the line, and it will be another pain res hook. Unfortunately, a gen does pop. I'll just get back to it as quickly as possible. Well, well, well. A tale of two survivor teams. Everything went Plague's way in the previous game. This seems much more difficult for Houndmaster here. Pretty good lines being taken by the team, including by Hinako, who just always finds a way of countering Snug with a pallet at the most inopportune times. Gotta find a way of kicking this gen as Tori Kane back on it. Be immediate stun on Snug, unfortunately. Chase back out there. And we'll connect. So M1. Big gem moving up in big boat as well. That is tough. That is very, very tough. No get jagged compass right now, so no lengthy lunges. Looking for Snug. Oh, doesn't quite connect. It should still be a dying state, barring dead hard. It could very much be dead hard. There it is. Okay. Hoping for no blind from Hinako hanging around.
Fine.
In a sense, like that way just to get some intel. Still some regression on this gen. That's great news. Obviously, someone got the big boat, and they'll be looking to get the unhook quite soon thereafter. Here's Dwight. Here's Dwight. Great opportunity. The chase. Doesn't connect. The vault. Yep. Makes a lot of sense. Okay, looking for the injury before the window here. Interesting play from Dwight. Now could be in a lot of bother. Does Snug find a way through? Yes! What a play from Snug. Dwight can only bring the pallet down there. Does so. Just holds on for too long. A massive, massive surge play to the right for Houndmaster here. Has not been denied a hook yet by a blind and will not on this occasion. Jagged compass is going to be useful here just to see which of the gens is moving more strongly, and it will be this one. Got to head over there. Can't put a single foot wrong now, can Houndmaster, and that is not what she needed. And one Hinako. Tori Kane in play. Again, needs to find a way of getting the injury here, and will need to close down this chase as soon as possible. Does not get through. Oh, does, but doesn't find a way of getting that final decisive hit, and you feel like you really need everything to go right, so that missing is devastating. Likely to get the dying state here. Oh. But it won't be enough. It won't be enough. Oh, Hinako moving in for protection here. That could be huge. Gate is open. M1 there. You'll get Snug back, but will it be in time? Gonna send Snug in front here. That's not what she needed. Needed to send Snug to the gate panel. Ooh, hang on. Oh, but someone's left immediately. Dwight leaves, and with him goes any chance of Houndmaster getting the full 3 points here. Now just playing for pride and playing to salvage any hooks that she can garner. She will get a couple of dying states here.
Extra chunk after.
Let's just leave Tori Kane in the trial. Very interested to see where she might be. Trying to send Snug over to the gate. There she is. Okay. Probably only going to be able to force Tori out in this situation. Also looking for a way to hook Hinako. Tori does leave. Okay, well this will actually end up as a very respectable hook tally for Houndmaster here. We'll get the benefit of all the accumulated hooks for Hinako's 1 and 2. Oh, it's a 1% for the bot! Are you kidding me?
Fight.
Never mind. If that doesn't just sum up what we've been seeing here, I don't know what does. So what could have been... Let's have a look at this here. So that will end up being 1, 2, 3... What could have been a 10-hook performance ends up as an 8-hook performance. And that could have severe implications down the line. GG. How gutting for Houndmaster. 8 hooks to her name. So Houndmaster suffers her first loss of the tournament, taking her hook tally total up to 20. Plague continues dominant ways with another 4K. And she, as it stands, takes top spot in Group A. What an unfortunate situation all around for Houndmaster there. Okay, as we go now to Blight versus Twins. Awful start to the tournament for Blight. Handing Xenomorph a 7-4 victory. We'll be looking to get back in winning ways here against Twins. Blight! Blight in Trickster's Delusion. He's making moves already. He's looking for an early injury, and he won't quite get it. But Fung has a not great pallet here. And they do drop, and that will be the M1. And having started to chase out in the corner there, could be a real opportunity for the Dying State. No pallet in the headset room. Thought there had to be. Okay, no matter. Good start for Blight. Exactly what he needed. He does lose a totem, but Pentimento here. You might be noticing the more eagle-eyed viewers among you. There is a change in build. Thrill of the Hunt has been replaced by Pentimento. So that should the team commit to the totems in a major way, Blight can still benefit with some Gen denial, trying desperately to find a way through there. Eventually does. Lara has the pallet, will drop it. Big mind game situation here. Wow. Sprint burst. Honestly, a really decent effort from Lara. Not quite going to be rewarded. Just want to make sure that he got around the corner, did Blight. And honestly, not a bad play. Does get Lara back to the kind of 50-50 pallet where Blight will feel quite confident. Hit there. Ah, just too early on these swings and letting them get away again and again and again. They do drop the pallet. Well handled by Blight, avoiding the stun there. As Lara just moves away. Oh. And where Blight was not able to keep up the tempo in the previous game was with missing situations like that in the wide open field. He connects, he gets a Dying State there, and he'll be hoping that that sends him onto bigger and better things. Oh. By a hair, being denied the injury on 11 there. There is a Vault and another, it's Finesse, and it's live. They don't get the full value from it because they actually got live on their second Vault, so it should still be an injury here. It will be. Looking for a way to bring the pallet down, and does. Oh, caught on the bush there. Oh, but the mind game works. The mind game works. Maybe 11 scared by Blood Favor on the pallet to Steve. Looking for the blind out of nowhere, doesn't get it. And that is a very, very lucky exchange there for Blight, who could ill afford to lose that hook after committing so much to the chase. Does that go Steve? Ruin's still in play. Oh, but will it be for too much longer? There was a totem gone there. And that is Ruin. What a shame. What a shame. Certainly can try and get Pentimento into this thing. Certainly what Blight will be wanting to do here, ideally after a Dying State on Steve, if he can close this down quickly. No, gotta pivot. Gotta pivot. Pentimento out there. Keeping gem pressure stalled out. It's still a 5-gen game. They've made work of some of these totems, but the gens are still lacking. Down here just to see the save. Doesn't want to hit for endurance. Wants to make sure you're getting the injury on Fung there. Blood Favor! Oh, of course it's endurance, so can't really deny them that. What a shame, but has an opportunity here. Oh, and just can't find a way through. Tough terrain there for Blight with the walls and the doorways. Getting an aggression there. And one of the Pentimento stacks gone. Has that redundancy, has that other Pentimento totem. Very important there. Just checking on it right now, no movement. And still a 5-gen game. Never mind. Unfortunate, but hey, 4 gens. Oh, with 3 hooks and now a 4th. Unbelievable. Oh, not quite getting the injury there. Blood Favor will be up for a while. So if you can just walk through here and still get the injury, you would imagine. Blood Favor's still not So, injury there. Which doesn't quite reset Blood Favor. Looking for another dying state here is Blight. Takes a hit that he really didn't want to. And Blight's just losing this game on the stores, on the buildings, and on the inability to close down those chases. Steve going for the blind again, not able to do so. Big opportunity here for Blight. Steve playing it dangerously, really dangerously. Big opportunity. Oh, and he can't capitalize again. Been a hallmark of Blight's tournament so far, just watching powerlessly as survivors slip out of his grasp. Keeping on Steve. Needs to pull something out the bag here. Around the store. The checkout will not work in Steve's favour. It will be another hook. It's still looking like a really, really good situation. But like the totems, largely gone. But Pentimento still in play as 11 was hanging around there. Injured party, Fung Min on the right-hand side. Big opportunity here for Blake. Going to try and circle around the stores. And it might have worked out. Oh, it's 11. It's 11. Didn't expect that. Expected it to be Fung. This might be a happy accident, though, for Blight. This might be a very happy accident indeed, because if you close down this chase, all of a sudden, 3 survivor game. Could be dead hard. Waiting it out. Dying state. Barring DS, this is a huge get for Blight. No DS. Trying to find a hook. Has one over here. Jump scare. Nothing to be concerned about. 3 survivor game. 3 gens left. Pentimento in play. Lots of things looking very, very good for Blight right now. As he looks to get another Pentimento into this game and does. Oh, do you know what? There'll be a lot of critics of Blight after that first performance on the Dead Sands map. Couldn't really get anything going. Has certainly come to play today. Goodness me. Back on Steve Harrington. Drops a pallet. Got pallet there. Got pallet there. Not much can be done. Doesn't want to take too many chases in this area. So heads back. The totem cleansed over here. Scratch marks. Okay. And finds Fun once more. And finds Lara once more, who is moving the gen in a huge way. Gotta put a stop to that. Fortunate to have discovered that is Blight here. Goes after Lara. Quick rushes here, but Lara knows what counts him. Oh, hang on just a second. Then one there. Gave up the play and doesn't get a huge amount of distance after the fact. Goes for the vault. That could be a major mistake that swings this game back in Blight's favour. Could this be dead hard as well? Playing that pallet that aggressively? Did they use dead hard? It's a great question. Dead hard here. No. They get the pallet. Do they get the blind? Yes. Staying on them pretty well is Blight there. Staying on them pretty well. Looking for the window. Oh, moving around and needing a final way, getting this dying state, and does. Oh, is Steve around? Is Steve going to appear in the window there for the blind? No. So it'll be a base from the hook, taking Blight's total to 6. He'll be wanting more than that and is in a decent position to get more than that. That's fine. Look for the injury. Gets it. what a situation this could be. If Blight can close down this chase quickly enough, leaving just Steve to get the unhook, this could be massive. Really wants to burn, gets it. Now it's a really tough situation for them. Oh, but there's the unhook. Steve is not missing a beat here. Really quick unhooks at opportune times. Nonetheless, the opportunity here to get the hook and to get back to Shaq in time to maybe see where they have fled. Oh, and they'll flee to the gen and they'll get it. Injury on Steve. Okay, that is exactly what Blight needed. Ideally, we've not lost the gen. Right. There's the vault. They don't double back. They've got to get the pallet here. They do. Going for the blind? No. Not quite as aggressive with the torch. Here, you get the sense the team are maybe locking in. So they vault back. Keep on running. And this has been really tough sledding for Blight with those rushes. Oh, but just gets the hit. Just gets the hit. The second bash into the doorway, maybe just through Steve. Off guard there. Caught him off guard, I should say. 5 rushes. Looking to get back to the hook as quickly as possible. If you can see where these two injured parties have gone, this game might be back in your grasp. We just briefly heard some injury noises. Oh, and what a situation that would have been if Blight could have got that dying state. It was really close as Lara moves away from the pallet, looking to get Sprint Burst back. Will she? Oh, yes, she will. How agonizing if you are Blight in this Blight team. But looking for a dying state here, gets it. It will be a 2-survivor game. They just get the unhook again as the dying state happens. But that is a huge get for Blight, looking to again put pressure on the unhook. Scratch marks leading where? Can't really see. Just saw some vague scratch marks. There they are. Big opportunity. Just gliding wide there. Gliding wide always was Blight. Fung taking hits is pretty ideal, honestly, for Blight in this situation. Get them both injured, keep them away from a potential hatch game. Pallet here. Steve's not interested. Looking to get back to it. Does. Drops it immediately? Doesn't. Drops it now, surely. Surely Steve drops it. Oh, the frames. Almost ruinous for Blight there, but gets a dying state. Okay. There is still work to be done. Needs to get the hook and get back to Shaq before Fung has an opportunity of getting this hatch. If Fung is there, a key decision. Do you take the dying state or do you shut the hatch? It's a good question. It's a good question. Blocking the doorway just in case. Coming back. Looking for a way to shut it. Does. No adrenaline is good to see. Okay. Now a gate situation. And it's a gate situation that Blight really should be relishing here. If there's any killer who has anti-gate tech in a situation like this, you've got to be saying it's Blight. See how evasive Fung can be here. Oh, very evasive! Very evasive, but not evasive enough. Wow. That was so close. And assuming the hook comes through, that is a sensational 4K for Blind. The full 12 hooks and everything to do here for the Twins. Who is in this situation for the second time. The first Twins matchup, they also had the 4K to match, and indeed they have here as well. What a tough tournament it's proven to be for the Twins! Swamp! I was whinging about DBD, but there's a World Cup game happening. And they have to get the 4K, so Victor needs to be on the ball here, locating survivors quickly and connecting with the pounce. There's no movement up on the jetty. Robin! Big opportunity here for Victor. Oh, good dodge from Robin, looking for the crush, won't get it. So a miss, but not punished. Gem movement, but not a huge amount there. No gem movement here. Oh, some gem movement here. Hold on. And there's Meg. Good patience from Victor. Swing and a miss with the first situation. But closes down Meg there, who takes a poor line. And this should be, with that wide line around the building, the first dying state and the first hook. It's a good stuff. Exactly what twins needed here. Up here. There has been some gem movement around Shack, so a pretty decent position for the twins to be in. Looking to stop this gem. Also needs to get those kick perks out there, but Victor just going to go on a little bit of an excursion. There is gem movement here. There goes Ace. Sprint burst. Victor keeping on him, and should be the connection. It will be. This allows Charlotte to stay quite close to this gem. Get Popco Squeezle out there. Get nowhere to hide out there. Get Oppression out there. In case anyone were to miss their skill checks. Doesn't look like it. Regression here. Any movement on main? Doesn't look like it. Victor goes back. Looking to put some pressure on the underhook, perhaps. Well, good stuff. Unless there's a nasty surprise, the gens look broadly controlled. Victor again has really settled into the rhythm of the game. Gets another grab. Okay. Claudette does get rid of Victor. Oh, and there she is. This is going to be so tough if you're Claudette here. Oh, good patience from them. But good patience from Victor too. Top work. Setting up by the gen. And Charlotte looking for the second hook of the game. Not a blistering pace so far in this one, but doing enough. Certainly doing enough. Wants to go back to some of these pressure points, maybe around Shack. A bit of movement here. Losing that gen. Okay, here goes Victor again. A rough idea of where Meg went. Victor looking to get in their path. This is Robin. But still fine for Victor here. Again, good patience around the tree. Getting the grab. And Charlotte is active. There's another gem pops. That is a shame. That is a shame. Just not being able to patrol the right gems so far. And there's the unhook. So presumably Ace gets a gem. Meg gets the unhook. Robin, obviously. Still in chase here. But on main building, which is not where you want to be in this situation. It's a bit of intel with Victor. Oh, and just sees too much. It might be a good idea to pivot away from main if you're Charlotte, not take that overlong chase. It's Ace Visconti, it's Sprint Burst, it's Victor. Looking for another grab, looking for another pounce to land true. Patience again. Oh, good play from Ace. Good play from Ace. Victor's been so good around those obstacles, around those trees. Not on that occasion. Long distance pounce could be in play. Oh, you're waiting for Ace to maybe dodge, but doesn't. Good stuff. Good stuff. That's what they needed. I'm trying to get ahead of Ace on the periphery all the way over here. As he paid attention to what Charlotte's doing. It looks that way. It looks that way. Do you not think after a pretty strong start, things might be moving away from the twins here? There's a drop. There's the vault. Getting a kick. Ace could be all lost at sea now. Not much for him to go to. Has the pier, has a pallet. That'll be a drop. Immediate kick from Charlotte. Does have coup de grace, but I mean, isn't even in coup de grace range right now. And the pre-drop is the right call. Just coup de grace admirably. Gets to another pallet here. This could be a really good tough coup de grace, but still not close enough. Drops there, presumably. Come back. Oh, good play from Ace. And that's the power of coup de grace. Finally gets it out there. And another gem pops. another. All of a sudden, one gen game. The blind, salt in the wounds there. Oh my god. If that was a grain of salt, how about a gallon? Gen game. Unbelievable. It doesn't feel like it's been that bad of a game from Charlotte, but clearly not been able to pressure the gens in the way that she needed to. Victor not had an appalling game either by any stretch. And it isn't over, but the gate's open and all it takes is one survivor leaving for her to be taking home 0 points from round 2. Does get the hook. And you're hoping for the most altruistic team imaginable here. And again, if even one person leaves, that's it. She's done. Trying a little bit of a gambit here, trying a little bit of a tactic, sending Victor out, keeping Charlotte by the hook. No one by the gate right now. As soon as the unhook happens, gotta go back to Charlotte. That'll be the plan. Maybe even before the unhook happens. Guessing at when it will happen. How about now? Going back. No one here. The timer ticking down, and, you know, as long as no one has left, there is still a conceivable chance that they will hand the twins the 4K. It does just seem dreadfully unlikely, doesn't it? Pallet drop there. They need to get this unhook, and they do. And they do. There's Robin. And one there. And that might be all she wrote, unless Victor can get here in time. Which it's not looking likely, is it? And they all leave, and that's GG. What a shame. 4 hooks. That number again, that tally again, the hallmark of a game poorly played and a killer. Tremendously countered. Twins suffers their first loss to Blight. So let's plug in the numbers. Blight gets a win. A much needed win that puts him in solid contention. Twins suffers their first loss. Damn. Skull Merchant versus the Xenomorph. Skull Merchant, you feel like really needs a win here. If Skull Merchant suffers another loss with 4 points here, 3 points all the way across here, it feels so mammoth a task to claw back into relevancy and into a qualifying position. So important game this for Skull Merchant. Alright, Skull Merchant on the pizzeria. And she's in action. Oh my god. There's an absolute flurry of survivors around here. Immediate injury on Sheva. This could be huge for Skull Merchant here, as there's just people chilling over there. I guess Skull Merchant will just be happy that they're not moving the game along in any conceivable way as she tries to get this opening dying state with Sheva. And big opportunity here. Do they vault? Oh. Good presence of mind from Sheva there. Commits to the vault, looking for the M1, gets it. Good work for Skull Merchant. Hoping for no save here. No save is forthcoming, so that will be an opening hook. Okay, now what's going over here? Are they still mucking about over here? Doesn't look like it. That's a very quick unhook. There's no gem movements. They must have just followed the chase off over there. Bit of gem movement here. Nope, actually, the anti-aliasing caught me off guard there. There's no gem movement. It just looked a little bit like it. Okay. Well, good early hook for Skull Merchant. Exactly the start that they would have wanted. Big gem regression, big gem movement over here. Hoping to turn that into gem regression, of course. With the benefit of Surge. Drops a pallet. No stun. Injury there. Ideally, you'd regress the gen with Surge, but failing that, a kick will have to do. Getting some unstectability. Oh, and that almost garners an injury here as well. It'll be live, but they won't get much distance with it. Another injury in... It's a damn shame. The hitbox of the picnic table there, enough to counter Skull Merchant, does eventually get the injury. A couple of concerning gens right in the pizzeria. Still regressing is the middle one. That's good news. Drone down. Pallet dropped. Moving around. Big opportunity here now with the haste from the drone. Another pallet. They don't go for it. And there's a dying state. And you don't get that without the haste and without the lunge. So good play there from Skull Merchant. Looking for basement. Very makeable here. This could be huge for her now. Marvellous work. We'll also be able to get a drone up on the entrance. Presumably. There you go. Very helpful stuff. They stop the gem regressing. There's the kick. A gen does still pop, unfortunately. There's a gen elsewhere. The one by Shaq, in fact, that they got after the unhook. Right. Looking to get undetectability. Looking to catch Meg Thomas off guard right now. And may have done just that. Medium Volt moving around. Into main. Taking Skull Merchant back to basement. Another gen pops right by Shaq. So someone just loving life working on those gens out there. There's no Volt. So they double back. They do. Not a huge issue for Skull Merchant. Now they can't Volt again. Looking for that big surge hit on the gens. Looking for another basement hook. Might be able to get it here. Marvellous work from Skull Merchant. This is sensational. They do get the unhook in basement. But someone else going down there is great news. There's Sheva getting rid of the drone. In fact, broken by it. Made a mistake at some point across the way. Trackable now. By Skull Merchant, keeping eyes on them. Getting some undetectability out there. Big opportunity if Skull Merchant can locate Sheva, get the dying state. They're right here. There you go. Marvellous use of the toolkit. Another surge hit, another bit of gem regression. And another hook. And remember as well, Skull Merchant, one of the rare killers actually running no-head in the early stages here. Looking for that little bit of extra effectiveness in the end game. It marries well with the haste that she gets. There's the unhook. They won't be able to flee the basement. Skull Merchant certainly will be getting an injury here. Oh, not quite actually. Finesse into live. That's a damn shame. That's a damn shame. Looking for some more undetectability. Finding Meg again. Not necessarily what she wanted to do. The chase that she is taking nonetheless. Okay. Definitely wants to push Meg away from Killer Shack, where the gens have already completed, back to the pizzeria, where there are still gens moving, and opportunities for big surge intel. And gets one surge hit. And barring DS, it'll be another hook state, very important. Okay. Getting the undetectability, which may have just caught Yunjin out there. Looking for the hit. Just gets it. They just hold off from the pallet. What a huge play that is right now. Gotta be a drop there. It will be. Not much to go. Nowhere to go after the fact. Just get back to the pallet, unfortunately. There's the Volt. Good play. Could have been dead hard. Needs to be maybe a little bit more cautious about that as another gem pops. Just hanging on to this game. It's very evenly matched. You've got 3 survivors, all death hook here. Skull Merchant just needs to find ways to whittle down the team now. Alright, Meg aggressively looking for chase here, presumably vaulting into live. There they go. Coming back, needs to keep on top of these gems to Skull Merchant. Needs to get rid of this pallet as well. There is Thwack there on the right. 2 survivors there. Looking for some undetectability. Gets it. Might be able to catch them unawares around the right-hand side. That's exactly what happens. It's Kate, though, the one person you really don't want in this situation. There's the injury, heading back to the basement. There is good news. Whoever's going in for basement is also Death Hook. And a real opportunity to apply some pressure here on Meg, who might not have live back right now. Looking for a drone in the kitchen, gets it. Oh, and they just get caught. And this could be all she wrote for Meg Thomas. Again, barring a pallet save of some kind. You don't want to give them time to set up for it, so grabbing now and looking like a 3-survivor game. But looking like a 1-gen game as well. This is really going to come right down to the wire. Very interesting game. Done really well to keep the middle 2 gens. That does keep a somewhat 3-gen as a possibility. This is Kate Denson again. One person you can't find here. One person you don't want to chase here. One person Skull Merchant keeps on finding here. Okay. And it's just Kate, so gotta head back to the middle. Benefit of undetectability, maybe a chance you can catch someone off guard once more. Scratch marks heading left. This will be the gen they're moving, presumably. Nope. It's this one. And there is Yunjin. They're taking Skull Merchant too far. Can't contend with a chase all the way over there. Oh, this is tough, tough sledding for Skull Merchant. One dying state, and things might start to topple, but it's tough to get that dying state. The only person who's giving up anything like a relevant chase is Kate, but now that's changed. Sheva, on the periphery. Injury here. Okay. This might be the game here. How quickly can Skull Merchant close down this chase? Is it going to be live again? It looks like it. These exhaustion perks really come to the fore, and Enola's strategy is get as far away from the gens as possible. Take Surge out of the equation. They're just doing enough to frustrate Skull Merchant, but that will be a dying state. No Surge, just need the hook as quickly as possible. Need to find... At this point, maybe now you can find Kate. And then ask the question of Yunjin about whether you're going to commit to the gens or just wait for Hatch. So, good play there. Retrieving a drone for the undetectability. Putting more pressure on this gen, which they do get. And there goes Kate. Oh my god, no Ed. Finesse denied. There's a survivor. Okay, there's Yunjin. Taking the hook. Yunjin already running away, so any attempt to go after them would have constituted a slug for the 4K, which Skull Merchant's not allowed to do. However, sees the scratch marks here, and this could be huge now. This could be the beginning of the end. Just can't lose sight of Yunjin. And she doesn't. There's a drone. That was almost the opportunity right there. That was almost the hit. And now the issue becomes, is Yunjin going to loop long enough for Hatch to be in play? No. 2 finesses denied for the power of nowhere. Wonderful stuff. And what a game. What a game it was just in general. Very back and forth, and what a performance from Skull Merchant. So, she keeps Group A very interesting. She at least will guarantee a point, obviously. We'll be looking for all 3 as we go now to Xenomorph on Macmillan. Into the tunnel she goes, looking to charge up that tail attack, looking for some intel, looking to see footsteps, or hear gen movement. Not hearing or seeing too much of anything right now. There we go. Plenty of survivors around here. Turret countered. Going after the survivor. Kind of stuck a little bit more on the periphery here. That's Feng Min. Gen movement here as well. Turret gone. Tail attack still here. A big opportunity now. Looking for the M1. Gets it. And ideally a dying state followed by Pop Goes a Weasel on that gen. Could be very, very important. Another turret dealt with. Just allows Fung the opportunity to get away. So a pivot. A pivot in order here. Opportunity here. Big opportunity. Ah, ambitious for sure. Still gets the pallets. Okay, heading back. It's a bit of gen movement here. There's a chance this is the person who got the boon. Lara Croft. Ooh, M1. M1. Opportunity here for Xenomorph. Could this be the dying state that has proven elusive so far today? It will be. It will be. Okay. There's a heal over there. But at least that is time not spent on the gens. This could still be a good situation. Especially if Xenomorph can get back to that corner gen. Get that regression with Pop. You can try and head that way. You can go via the tunnels, which might be marginally faster. It's a lot faster. It's a lot faster. Also gives intel on if there's anyone nearby. There isn't. Gets the kick. Gets it regressing. Needs to get Alien Instinct out there. There was a locker. Big gen movement here as well. Oh my god. What? AFK survivor? Oof. Gutting for Skull Merchant, who fought so hard. Xenomorph has had opportunity served up on a platter right there. And it's the DC. Unfortunate for the team. Very, very fortunate for the Xenomorph. Seeing if there's anyone on this side of the map. Listening out for gen movement. Oh. Listening here, gen movement does see footsteps. Massive, massive opportunity now. Maybe should have kept Pop Goes a Weasel for that gem with the benefit of hindsight, but no matter. Still a 5-gen game. Still lots to be... Oh, good play from Mr. Cage. Still lots to be happy with if you're Xenomorph. There's Nicolas Cage moving into the save, looking for the tail attack. Gets it. It'll be a trade for the bot, which is fascinating. You don't often see a bot trade in these situations. Does lose the gem. As it's a Sabo. Okay. Fascinating. Slugging. Yeah, Lara able to put pressure on the follow-up hook, so Xenomorph has to slug in that situation. A very strange commitment of resources this early in a game in which you're also really struggling in terms of gem movement. Maybe the priority is a little bit out of order there, but there's another dying state. And this hook will do. If anything, it's a little bit better than hooking Mr. Cage, who had no hooks to his name. Fascinating. Fascinating strategy. Fascinating plan. There's healing going on. In fact, all 3 survivors. By the hook. Tail attack connects on Fung. Do they have somewhere to go here? No window on this side. Big opportunity here. Massive opportunity. Couple of turrets. Neither of them going to connect. Oh, not finding a way of sending the tail attack to the left. So Fung gets away for now. For now. But the bot is in play. The bot likely to burn a pallet in that situation. That'll be easy pickings for Xenomorph. Presumably Nicolas Cage does get around, gets the unhook on Lara, but things you can sense have properly shifted in Xenomorph's direction. It's not over. Still 4 survivors left, albeit one of them a bot. But this has hurt Skull Merchant's chances of 3 points in a major, major way. Teleport him. We'll get the unhook. There'll be plenty of intel. Lara just a little bit out of position here. That'll be who Xenomorph goes for. Brings pallet down, takes the tail attack. Beckons. Crouches. Clearly frustrated with how the game has gone thus far. Should be the hit here. It will be. And that is sensationally clean work. Could still be decisive strike, although has enough time elapsed. Possibly, possibly. Well, there we go. And you've got to chalk that up in part to strange decision-making. The first hook survivor really giving it their all. Really giving it their all to protect someone who'd not been hooked yet. Taking a hook in that situation, and it's put them in a really bad spot. And it might the trouble might only be starting here. Trying to stay on Mr. Cage. Hook to be gained. Obviously, Skull Merchant put forward 12 hook statuses, so it's not over. One hatch escape, and Xenomorph will still be going home empty-handed, but she's running that shack offering. She has every chance of denying that. There's a bot, in fact. Fleet-footed bot moving past Xenomorph, getting the unhook. There they are, running into a tree. Maybe not so fleet of foot as we imagined. And not going for the pallet. Looking for the window, perhaps. And another dying state. Must say, very good management of the tail attack this game from Xenomorph. Nicholas defending a bot. Yeah, did they see that someone DC'd? There's been a lot of effort. A lot of effort put forward to the notion of protecting this bot. But hey, I mean, there goes a gen. 3-gen game. Plenty of turrets here. Okay. Mr. Cage is checked out of this one. There'll be basement hook here. But still, again, hatch must be denied for Xenomorph to get a point. What a hard luck tie it would be for Skull Merchant as well. On the back of a really well-played game against very, very strong opposition. By comparison, this game's been something of a cakewalk. Xenomorph. Very likely that Nicolas Cage gives up here. So, hatch denial. Point of order number 1. Hatch on the outside in Macmillan. Bungmen not to be seen. But then the work still needs to be done to deny gate. Obviously, No Way Out would be very helpful in that regard. And, okay, Fung's DC, so it's a bot. Xenomorph versus one bot in a No Way Out gate situation. Place your bets directly into the pocket of the Xenomorph. There they are. And no stealth on offer from the bot here. And away they go. GG. And it is hard luck for Skull Merchant. Very hard luck. Well played by Xenomorph. It will be a tie. And that gives Xenomorph second place in Group A, and it leaves Plague alone and on top. Xenomorph manages to tie it with another 4K 12-hook performance. So Skull Merchant will feel really hard done by. Only takes a point from that. Xenomorph also with a point. Let's sort Group A. There is no chat in the post-game box there. Let's sort Group A by points and by hooks, both descending. So, top of Group A after round 2. Plague with the full 24 hook complement, 4 points. Then in second place, Xenomorph, 19 hooks and 4 points. Houndmaster in third, 20 hooks to her name and 3 points. Then Blight with 16 hooks and 3 points. Twins in joint 5th place with Skull Merchant, both of those on 16 hooks and both on 1 point. We're here, we're gaming, it's the World Cup, and we'll start with Executioner versus Trickster. Alright. So you had Shane here. You got Claudette here. You got Ash. You got 2 Shanes, in fact. Ooh, good little fake out there. We might still get the M1. Yeah, we will. There it is. This is Executioner, by the way. In the World Cup, sorry, start the stream, so I was just having a little anecdote about hating all co-workers. But this is Executioner, and he's here to play. Got the win in round 1, looking to shore up 6 points from the first 2 rounds, which will put him in a very, very, very strong position indeed. And it might start here with an M2 on Shane. Likely to leave that tile with the M2, does so. Got a pallet here, faking out again, and they're not buying it. Fair enough. Fair enough. You like to get a sense of what survivors you have, and obviously Shane's not too worried about the fake M2 on that occasion. As there is the fake out there. Not a lot they can do here, apart from that, that works. That's a neat trick. No, doubling back there. This is good from Shane. This is really, really tough for Executioner now. Good move. Not able to do too much right now. Oh, I kept trying to account for that, but not quite able to. There goes the pallet, there goes the blind. Executioner's got to leave right now. This is very tough stuff for him. And he's just walking into a pickup truck. As if things couldn't get worse. Alright. 2 injuries, but a lost gem. No hooks to speak of. Movement over here. It's death-bound as they get the heal. Just a blind shot there. Just going for something. Needs to pull out a play of some kind to bring this back already. That might not be it. No little fake out being offered there. Could be a pallet stun here. This work at all? Probably not. Probably not. I've got plenty of vision there. As there's the M2. Finally connects with that. And as Executioner, a lot of the game is just proving that you can be effective with the M2. Survivors are not going to be got by the fake out unless you can prove that you can hit the M2 every once in a while. And he does there. Could be a drop. Oh. They're not being fooled, these survivors, not one bit. And this is really, really tough now for Executioner. Gens are still moving at pace, and he does not look any closer to a dying state right now. As they don't get the pallet that time. Just ridiculously good mind games from the survivors. Oh, and how he needed that. Gets the dying state, gets the cage, but just like that, 2 gens left. Deary me. And this is great news for the Trickster camp, who are loving what they're seeing here. Alright, so the cage. Gem movement and Shane. It's a very quick on cage there. Oh, could be the M1 for Executioner right here. It will be. Get a little bit of trail out there in case someone comes back to that gem. But Shane heads to Shack. A little bit of an M2. Make them fake that out. No. They're really not buying any of this from Executioner now. What Executioner's selling, the survivors simply are not buying. Decent bolt there. And that should be enough to deny Shane the window. There it is. That will be a hook. And every hook is important in a most hooks win matchup, but has to be said, going to be tough for Executioner to find a way to 12 hooks at this current pace of the game. There's nowhere to hide. Has given Executioner some really good intel here. He doesn't vault. He doesn't vault. That was an unbelievable move from Ash. A big part of killer gameplay, looking for your weak links. Unfortunately for Executioner, there simply might not be any. Fakes out the window there. That will be the M1. This is good for Executioner here. You do love a chase by the hook. Will that be Ash moving in for the unhook now? No, staying on Shack. And this could be really, really good for Executioner. Oh, as Ash moves away and Executioner wasn't expecting it. Good little move from Ash there, again. And does what he needs to do. Takes Executioner away from the hook. It's a 1-gen game. Holding the M2. Doesn't get the fake out on that occasion. Walks through. Tried to come back to the pallet stun. Doesn't get it. Last gen pops, but Executioner at least will have his 3rd hook. Alright. What an unbelievably rough game. It isn't over yet. You might be thinking, how do you play this if you're Executioner? You do know at least that the 3 survivors are all by the gate over here of Shane and Claudette on the hill. Could the M1 be on offer here? No. Okay, someone else may well be using that opportunity to move in for the save. And this is another 3 hooks for Executioner if you do just secure the kill on hook. That could be so vital for him. So, he's going to play a little bit more cautiously. Has Shane on the right, has Claudette on the left. M2. Oh, they still get the stun. Just nothing working for him. Nothing working for him whatsoever. The one thing that he has is that he knows for a fact no one's managed to get the gates there. Never mind, the gate is open. Didn't see that coming. Trying to have a go at the M2 there. It won't quite work. GG. 3 hooks, assuming they're not silly on the line, is all it will be. And that is just a demolition job. Right in the face or non-face of Executioner. 3 hooks, dearie me. Trickster on the Temple of Purgation. Just such a tough game for Executioner there. More than met his match against that team. And now Trickster has a task that is simplicity itself. Get 4 hooks. Any 4 hooks. And Trickster's really been performing well in the, well, 1 game that he's played, but nonetheless, we're hoping to continue that run of form. Establish a pattern of dominance here. So there are 2 survivors on the gen. The Swan, he saw someone heading off in this direction, and he did. And looking for the injury there. Gets it, looking for more. Oh, not quite able to get around that corner. Oh, just missing out there. Jake is 3 blades away. Gets the vault. Big opportunity here. Come on, 1 blade, 1 dream, 1 hope. Gets it. Good stuff from Trickster. Needed that early hook. The longer you go without a hook, the more this will become not a formality, but an actual honest-to-goodness task. That early hook should settle any nerves that were lingering in the Trickster team. Among the Trickster entourage. Reload here. There is some big gen movement over here as well. The unhook behind Michaela Reed, right in the corner here. Not a great situation for them. Looking for maybe the M1 here, Trickster. Gets it. Gets it. That makes his job much, much easier. Gets a blade there. Up to C tier. One more blade. Double pallet, brings it down. Takes 3 blades, 1 away. 1 away. And there it is. Oh my god, didn't see the survivor. And just eats up the most obvious blind of all time. If Trickster had only waited just a second, would have seen what was coming there. What a shame. Going for the blind, not able to get it that time. Gonna head back to Michaela, gonna head back to the injured party. Oh, what might have been? This would have been simplicity itself with that early second hook. Now, once again, maybe some nerves beginning to set in. That never should have happened there. Just needed to exhibit just the smallest amount of patience. Pallet kicked. Moving on. And finally, gets the dying state. Hook here. Alright, 2 hooks to his name. A very lengthy chase there. Again, if there were anything like a competitive total for Trickster here, as he runs out of blades, big mistake there, there would be some concern. But as it stands, still no issues. One hook away from a draw. Could even just kind of, obviously not camp, you can't face camp the hooks anymore, but kind of play it safe and trade on the hook. That would send Trickster 2 or 3 points to the victory. There's the injury there. They finally kick this pallet. The survivors here may be making Trickster sweat, and it all comes back to that 1 blind, to that 1 torch save. Gets a few blades out there. Very good. Another couple. One more needed. And should have a chance of getting it here, right? Yes. So this will be the tie. Oh my god, almost another save there. This will be the tie. 1 point apiece as it stands, but with 2 gens left. Trickster will clearly be hoping for more here. And will have main event. Needs to find him in the open field. Does. Okay, gonna get the M1. Can't have them just looping that, and that actually would hurt main event somewhat. As soon as he gets around the corner, big opportunity. Ah, they have found another tile again. Got a pallet here as well. Not gonna work. Not gonna work. What a shame. Going for the reload. Kicking the pallet. Just have to play it safe. Just need that one more dying state. Just needed to not lose sight of Serena, and does not. Last gem pops. Oh. And dearie me, it may be one of the worst matchups of the entire tournament here. But it will at least be one that Trickster emerges from victorious with the 4th hook. Congratulations, I suppose, but clearly not the manner in which he wanted to get this done, however, has to be said. Did what he needed to and got 3 points. Might be getting more here. There's the vault. Big opportunity with some blades. There you go. It'll be a kill as well. They want to crawl into the hole to get Trickster away from the previous hook. Not able to do so. The gate probably is moving now, but may not be 99, especially with No Way Out in play. Only to the tune of 2 stacks, but nonetheless. Trying to get ahead of them here. And we'll be able to. There's gate movement over there. Looking to deny that with a reload. Not be able to. Oh, they're just able to fall out the gate. And that actually lets Arena escape as well, I think. Needed to be there just a half a second sooner, alas. No gate movement. This could be all she wrote for this one. Trickster bottling it. Well, I mean, he got the win. If you want to talk about bottling, you need to point the finger at the Executioner, I suppose, who really could have had 3 points up for grabs here with Trickster's performance, but not able to get it done. There's Michaela. And there's Arena. And that's GG. 5 hooks enough for Trickster to get the victory. Executioner suffers his first loss of the tournament. Was looking to do better. Does put Trickster in an obscenely strong position in Group B. And if Ghosty doesn't get all 3 points here, Trickster will be confirmed as the leader of Group B, heading out of round 2. So, Ghosty versus Hag coming up. Ghostface, Eerie of Crows, a sensational blockbuster win over Wraith in round 1. You might say even more beatable opposition here in the form of Hag. Obviously, we can't take a view before the game's been played, but Ghosty will be fancying his chances here for sure. Obviously, game 1 for Ghosty was in Larry's, if I recall. Far better map for Ghosty than this, but he'll be here to play. Hoping to catch someone out immediately. Hoping for gem movement here. Gets it. Oh, there's the reveal. from someone who's just randomly around Shack. Fog Vial. We have. This might be our first Fog Vial gamer of the tournament. It is an auspicious day. Can they use their Fog Vial to evade the first dying state? What are you talking about? Of course not. Okay. Decent start then, Imperial States. Decent start. Obviously, we've seen the power of a well-placed torch save in this tournament already. Ghosty wants to avoid that. Shouldn't be anyone up ahead. And gets basement hook. This is huge. Absolutely massive for Ghosty here. And there's the only gen that's currently moving, so that'll be where Ghosty heads to. Right after this hook. Right. He'll be hoping that he has time to get Pop out there. We shall see. Dear me, you do have to readjust your eyes upon leaving main building on this map. It's quite something. M1 there. Gets a gem regressing. Might now head back. Yeah, there's the unhook. There's also gem movement that he'd like to put a stop to as well. As they are able to escape basement. Ghosty gonna get some more aggression out there. There's the heal. Oh, hang on just a second. Hang on just a second. Oh, swings too early. Good reactions from them both. There's the Fog Vial again. Oh, unlucky. Unlucky. Should still be able to get dust in here, does. One of the pallets is gone. Is Rick Grimes gonna want the save here? Might go for it. He can go for it, but he doesn't get it as there's a flyover. Maybe a premature celebratory flyover for the Ghosty. So if you can hear the jets overhead. Apologies if so. Well, what a situation there. That's a quick unhook. That's a very quick unhook. Very, very quick unhook. And here goes Yui Kimura. Obviously not going to be able to get the mark out here. Not really utilising the build all that effectively. Gets the M1. If you're Yui, you're stuck in a really tough spot right now. You got the pallet. Going to have to drop that. But where to from that point on? And this really sends you nowhere, right? Plays into Ghosty's hands somewhat. There's a dying state. 4 gens left. Looking like the 4th hook will be in play for Ghosty. Could make it a basement hook again. Worked pretty well for him last time. Looking at where the gen's moving. Shack Gen will be having some movement here. That seems like it's it, which is good news. Which is very, very, very good news. This game has been punctuated by quick unhooks. Just remaining vigilant. Wants to see if anyone will be moving in for the save immediately there. Doesn't look like it. Can he get Pop out on this gen? Yes. Oh, was looking for the grab. Doesn't quite get it. But again, does get the kick. That's deliverance for Yui. Okay. So no one went in for the unhook. Ghosty taking chase with Fung once more. Needs to find Rick. Rick could blow this game wide open. Play from Fung. Go play from Fung. Don't know what that's about. Ghosty heads back. Gets rid of a decent pallet. That will have to be enough for now. So there's a bit of movement here, but not too much. And no movement there at all. Right, stealth mode. Heading back to main. Maybe a chance for a grab off the gen if they're committing to it. Oh, won't be a grab. Will be a dying state. And right back to basement they will go, which continues to hopefully make life a bit tricky for the survivors. And Thrilling Tremors gets all the gens. So Ghosty can... No, not all the gens. Gen movement over there. But Ghosty can still breathe somewhat of a sigh of relief. And does lose the one gen that was not impacted by Thrilling Tremors there. Gets Pop out there. Gets a little bit of Aura reading. Gets even more as he heads this way. Be looking for survivors moving in for the save, potentially. There's Dustin. Okay, so Dustin, not quite 99s, but close enough. No movement there. There's the moonwalk into the basement unhook from Fang. That's quite something. That's new. Injury there. They tried to fake out. In the end, it'll be a trade. Why not get the endurance hit as well? Why not get them to mend as well for Ghosty? That'll just slow things down a little bit more. And a hook for moonwalking Fang Min. And intel again on that gen. All the way over yonder. Very possible deliverance for Fang. Very, very possible. Deliverance! Dustin reveals his location. Ghosty won't mind that one bit. Because there's a big opportunity here as soon as the Night Shroud comes back for a quick exposed dying state here. So maybe a mistake from Dustin. There's exposed. Oh, good play from Dustin. Just lost track of him briefly. And you know what? Dustin has pulled off the great escape there. Very impressive. There goes the pallet. And another gem pops. And fair play to Dustin. He's making stuff happen here. But thankfully the expose lasts so long that it won't quite be enough. Dying state there. And really looking to get second stage out of basement and won't quite. Won't quite. What a shame. Good news is, at least, that there is, firstly, the endurance hit there, and there's really nothing for Fang here, so likely to be DS, but you can at least get the dying state and slow the team down in that way. They're hoping for the pallet. They don't have it, of course. Okay. Well, you may as well eat DS. Unfortunate that the locker's there. Answers on the postcard, please. Everyone has two hooks. We've seen this game state a lot, and it has usually not ended up that well for the killer. However, Ghosty does still have that 2-gen buffer. Very, very useful. So he'll be hoping that he can stay with it here. Oh my god, that's a hit that you really wish would have connected. Going stealth mode. No survivors around here. Bit of movement here. Just a fleeting bit of movement here. Yuri gets the reveal. Anyone moving in for the save? No scratch marks. So it appears unlikely. What you wouldn't give for a bit of movement on that gen right there, just to give you nowhere to hide. If you're Ghosty, you really are just asking the question of who's going to go for the save. Because there's who's going to go for the save. Because there's Dustin. There's Rick. Here is Dustin. Might let you chase him, but then you come back. And they just do not have enough time for this now. So barring anti-camp, Rick now moving in. There's the fog vial. They do a spin. And there is the first survivor gone. Not able to get to Fang in time. Dustin moving in for a protection hit. Ghosty very happy to oblige on that. 2 injured parties. 3 survivors left. 2 gens remaining. You gotta be happy with it. You gotta be very happy with it if you're Ghosty. And then what can Rick Grimes do here? The Fog Vial Gamer. Does he have anything other than fog up his sleeve? Well, he held a good line on the wall for sure, and it is an annoying wall, no doubt about it. Oh, the dead heart! Mr. Grimes, we apologize. We didn't know your game. Unbelievable. Did not see that coming, did Ghosty. Has he been hustled by the Fog Vial nonsense? Vault there. Big opportunity now. There's another Fog Vial. Misses the pallet. Runs back into the killer. It's a fog foul moment. Add it to the compilation. GG. It was a very decent dead hard. No doubt about that. And still 2 gens remaining. Dustin in chase. FOV tech around the corner there. Somewhat disrespectful to Ghosty, who has put in an absolute shift today. This has been remarkable stuff. Oh, and just got caught on the sarcophagus. Otherwise, there could have been a play on Dustin. Just got caught on the sarcophagus. Otherwise, there could have been a play on Dustin. Some of the sentences that this game elicits are quite astonishing. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. Dustin looking for the pallet. We'll get it. And... oh, not a million miles away. And that should be... okay, never mind. Apparently not. Did you get a vault there? Yeah, you're going to go to a pallet now. Says Yui, gets a gen. This should be a dying state now. It will be. It will be. Yui's off to main. How do you play this if you Ghosty? You know Hatch is going to spawn in Shack, but you have the Survivor intel on them up ahead. You've got to play it cautiously, right? That's what Ghosty's going to do. Going to go back, shut Hatch, and then try and find Yui again, knowing as he does that they were around main and maybe making a play on that gate over there. Hatch obviously is in Shack. Stealth mode here, additionally helpful in the gate situation. The survivors can't work based off of the terror radius, and also there's the opportunity for them to reveal Ghostface at any point. Give him the intel as to their location. The gates have spawned pretty well as well. Good gate spawns for Ghosty. Incredible gate spawns for Ghosty, in fact. Unfair gate spawns, you might say. As the boon's back up, and there was a boon over here. Is it the boon? It's not the boon. Possibly a diversion tactic. Gotta stay true to your patrol here if you're Ghosty. And there they are. There's he exposed. And that'll be GG, right. The 12 hooks from Ghosty, and it is a tall order for Hag here. Could be farming blood points, absolutely. Hey, and no issues here. That was a fun match. And again, I think Ghosty continuing to get it done, in spite of not using the power all that effectively. There will be some talk about the kind of teams Ghosty is facing compared to the kind of teams that, for instance, Executioner is facing. But nonetheless, I mean, he keeps on getting it done. GG. Hag on Fractured Cowshed has it all to do here. The gauntlet has been well and truly laid down by Ghosty with that 12-hook performance. Hag needs to match it. If she can't match it, she'll have 0 points from the first 2 games with 3 games remaining. She's not mathematically eliminated, but her hopes will be dwindling fast. A point wouldn't be amazing for her, but it's all she can get, and it would at least give her something to build upon, even just psychologically, as the tournament progresses. She's doing what she did in the first game. First and foremost, trying to keep the totems in order. Sprint burst for Steve is a nightmare to run into there. That could have been nice. Early M1, get an injury, keep the totems on side. They go for a blind there. It's another sprint burst. It's another sprint burst, everyone. It's a 3rd sprint burst. Oh, dearie, dearie me. And if you're Hag here, you've got to be so frustrated with the poor luck you've been getting with some of these teams. Love that hag speed. Okay, they're going to go for the blind. They're going to go for the blind again. Looking for the teleport. Still blinded. It's just astonishing how long that lasts. And they get the gem. What a tough situation this is already for Hag. Looking for a mind game to win the chase. Won't quite work. They'll probably get the pallet down. They don't. No dying state there. Looked like there could have been a chance. First totem's gone. Not burning the pallet again. Which will come back to bite them. This will not be a dying state. And it just feels like whenever Hag steps up to the plate, the ritual humiliation commences. And it's the same again here. A totem's gone. A gen is gone. She has an injury to her name. Doubtless that will be healed up soon. But an M1 on Steve. Another injury in effect. There's a balloon skill check on the gen. Hag was terrified that another totem would go missing there, but not yet. Not just yet. As there's a dying state. Okay. Could she be back? Are they saying that we've never been so back? It is a very hard-earned and much-needed opening hook. Here's the thing, though. Those totems could really quickly fall by the wayside if she doesn't get her act together and get back to them. Get them pressured, get them patrolled, get them covered with traps. Has to happen now. One trap there. Ruin's still in effect, very important. Undying, of course, is gone. There's a totem, and there's a grab. What a play. And this is where Hag will hope to continue to gain the advantage and take back some element of control over this game. Huge exchange there for Hag. Absolutely massive. Going to double trap this just to keep it very, very safe. We'll see if that works out for her. Wants to keep control of this totem as well. Does lose another gem, but you feel like momentum may have just ever so slightly shifted in Hag's favour here. Really needs to put the trap down and does. Okay. As it's another unhook, another Devour Hope stack, and another opportunity right here for Hag. As Claudette sprint burst to get away, gets the window. Goes for the blind through the window. Gets it, unfortunately. Looking for a trap anywhere. Anywhere will do. Claudette through the pallet. Heads away. Both traps are gone, unfortunately, so needs to reset those. And the trap wiped away on this totem. The gen pops. Will the totem too? Oh no, hang on. The trap is still there. Okay. Okay, there's hope. There is still some level of hope. As Alucard taking the chase again. And if Hag can somehow get that third Devour Hope stack... If she somehow doesn't get the hit there. If she can somehow get that third Devour Hope stack... You feel like there could be a chance, but everything does rest upon Devour Hope right here. Trap's gone from the totem. Wiped away, whoever was here. Has left the scene. It's Claudette. Not going to reset the trap just yet. Really needs another hook. And may have found the opportunity to get it right here. Claudette running through the pallet. Big opportunity. Oh, what a shame. Going for the blind. Not able to get it. Goes for it a second time. Gets it. Echo-locating. Claudette there. Is there Steve on the gen? Will he get it? Yes, he does. And totem gone over there. Which one will it be? Tough to say right now. Just nothing going her way. Trapping up the cow tree. Moving around it. And gets them faking out. Gets them scared. Well, she gets the injury, but again, it's so pivotal that she holds onto these totems. So back she goes. Resets this trap. 2 totems left. Presumably, we're hoping Ruin and Devour Hope. The 2 important totems you hope are still in effect. Movement on this gen. Well, they're committed. Sprint burst to get away. Should still get the injury here. Does so. Runs through. Both traps still active on these totems. Ruin doing its work on the gen. There's a drop. Trap down on the tile. Should keep Claudette running away. She does. No pallet here. Big, big, big opportunity for Hag. Nice. Takes a wide line. And this should be the dying state. And just a huge opportunity to get that third Devour Hope stack as the last gen does pop. That's tough. That's very, very tough. Both traps are still established on their totems. Away she goes. Oh, really, really does need a trap here, though. Should have done that immediately. We'll do it now. As that little haste boost from Devour Hope, that isn't nothing. That probably will be enough time for them to open this gate. One would imagine. One light, just 2 lights. If the unhook happens at an opportune time, exposed hit on Steve for the dying state, everything could be possible for Hag. Doing exactly what she needs to do, pushing Steve away. He'll keep on running. Weird stuff going on by the pallet there. Animation didn't like that. There's the third Devour Hope stack. Everyone's exposed. Including Steve. Ah, but the gate's going to get opened, is it? And Alucard is going to immediately rain on Hag's parade. She just couldn't get anything going. Again, same old story that we've seen year after year with the Hag. And it's looking like a dismal tournament for her again. All it requires is one person to decide that this is too risky and leave. Just one. And then she is going pointless into round 3. What a tough situation this has been yet again. As there's Cheryl moving over to the gate. Plenty of traps around the hook, so the opportunity to trade could be there. No gate movement over here. Just setting up some confusing, odd little traps here that could get them if they're not being careful. How many traps left? Just 3. There's Alucard. He's not going to make a play here. Cheryl doesn't seem to be making a play either. As there goes a totem. Is it Devour Hope? Is it Ruin? God, you're hoping it's Devour. Sorry, no, God, you're hoping it's Ruin that's been cleansed and that Devour is still up. It is Devour that's gone, of course. The exposed icon has gone. Well, there you go. GG. They're still not going in for the save, though. They get the totem. 2 healthy parties there. But they can't get the save. That is quite incredible. And it buffs the numbers somewhat. But all it will do is buff the numbers. 5 to her name. Okay, GG. How are you not getting that unhooked there? How are you not getting that unhooked there? Oh well. 5 hooks for Hag. And a dreadful tournament continues. An average of 5.5 hooks per game. So, Ghosty, one of the surprises of the tournament so far, is perfect through 2 games. Hag, anything but. Certainly languishing near the bottom of the table, and depending on how Clown and Wraith do, may well be sole position at the bottom of the table. As we go to Clown versus Wraith. Clown on Badham here. We've seen Badham a fair bit in the World Cup so far. It's always a tough test. Clown, obviously, a competitor through and through, especially in the World Cup environment. We'll be hoping for a good result here. As away, doesn't get the haste there. As away he goes. No gen movement there. How about the distant gen? There is someone there. Looking for a big Stoner's bottle. Laurie Strode over there. 2 folks here trying to get the bottle ahead of them. Hits the branch. This will be the injury on Taeyong. Dave on the left-hand side. Big movement on that gen in a relatively short space of time. That's a little bit scary. Right, setting up shop on the tile. Getting the slowness bottle, getting them to drop. There is the drop. And there's the dying state. Okay, needed that. Laurie Strode nearby. Shouldn't be in a position to get a torch save or anything like that. And pop goes a weasel. Yep, David moves away from the gen. Not able to get that. Very, very good stuff. Here. Getting the kick. He's still in this corner. He is. So the bottom doesn't connect. He flees the scene. Right, needs to get the kick out there, this clown. Great pop goes weasel kick. Put some pressure on this gen as well. Is there someone moving in for the save? I'm going to try and deny them. Doesn't deny them, but we'll be able to get an injury after the fact. There it is. Oh. Thinking about the pallet, chooses otherwise, and it's a wise choice because that pallet was not there for them any longer. Dying state here. There's a ruption on that corner gen. There's basement down here. Clown choosing to go elsewhere, choosing to get back to the gens as quickly as possible. Hoping that he doesn't lose one. Definitely hoping he doesn't lose two. 2 gens popping is not inconceivable here. There goes one. Alright, well, not able to keep control of that one. Basically decided to get the hook in favour of controlling that gen. And who's to say whether it's a bad or correct call? There's a dying state. There goes Laurie, looking for the unhook. Oh, been forced away from it. Because Taeyong is there, okay. As starts go, this isn't bad for Clown at all. It'll be the 3rd hook with 1 gen gone. And hopefully not too much in the way of gen movement elsewhere. Laurie Strode immediately gets back on that gen, but Clown not too worried about it at all. In fact, blows a skill check there, which is great news. And Clown loves the idea of keeping the game on this side of the map, so going to try and zone Laurie away from pretty much everything else here, and does so. Misses with the bottle, still has the haste. Oh, yes, injury there. Needs to reload. Needs a ruption there as well, because that gen is still a problem. Still a very problematic gen over there. Oh, and that's really good to get Laurie away from this pallet. Needs a speed bubble, doesn't get it. Gets it now, moving around. And just no delay at all. Does Clown have time for this hook? He's going to try. This could be a mistake. This could be a big mistake if they get this gen before he gets back there. If he gets pop over there, huge play. But if he doesn't... Oh, that might be a big mistake. He might live to regret what he did there. Just get a couple of injuries, but really wanted to keep that gen on side. What a shame. Okay. It's not over. Honestly, Clown looking kind of okay here with a couple of injuries and the hook. But. Was hoping, I'm sure, for a bit more. As Ace. Keeps on running. Slow spottle up ahead. Oh, and it was dead hard. Waited it out just a little bit, but the issue with the cloud of gas, really tough to see if they have the animation or don't. So there you go, there's dead hard. That is such a shame. Gets a kick there, does Clown. Ace was ready for the moonwalk. Okay, a gamer. But into the lock he goes. It can't be DS, obviously, he was working on the gen. And this does mean that he gets basements, does Clown here. That could be huge. But another gen pops. Another gen pops. Needs to get something out of this game already. This cannot be a game where you have everyone on second hook. That is just a given. That is a given. Not going to want to be kicking... Well, maybe kicking this door. But certainly not the other one. You want to make the basement rescue as difficult as possible for this team. As there goes Dave. Probably been spotted there, Dave, I'd say. There's the M1. Who gets this save now? Can't be Taeyong. Would have to be Laurie, surely. already very low on that unhook bar. And this is someone here right now. It begins to be pretty tough to see who gets this save. Scratch marks going around here. Circling around, Laurie Strode looking for a play. Oh, it's going to be tough. Oh, it's going to be tough. For Clown, you might want to use the bottles aggressively here. It's that balance landing. It's that balance landing. To disrupt! To disrupt again! Oh, they still get it. Clown couldn't have done much better there. Honestly, but just too much time left on the timer. Honestly, fair play by Laurie. And another gem pops. Okay, up goes Clown. As Ace Visconti is still downstairs. Hold on just a second. Or at least, you would have thought so. Yeah. Okay. Big mistake from Ace, you'd have to imagine. You had to find a way getting out of basement, getting out of the school area entirely. Looking for an upstairs bottle. Gets it. That could be so important for Clown here. A good couple of bottles. Remember Dead Hard is in play. There it is. Very early. There's the grab. Could still be DS. It isn't. Okay. What any hook will do at this point. Any hook will do. Can Clown deny basement unhook here? Make it a 2-survivor game. Hopefully before the final gem pops. There's scratch marks here. No scratch marks, no chance. Okay. 2-survivor situation. It's not over, of course. Checking on the gen over here. Is there movement? There is just a smidgen of movement. The pressure point is almost certainly upstairs house gen over here. Can Clown get there in time with Pop Goes the Weasel? No movement at all. That's massive. That is so surprising. As Dave's back on this gen. Okay. Well, why not get the kick out there, get the regression, knowing as Clown does, and this is the only gen in town right now with any progress. Taeyong will surely get on maybe that gen at some point soon. But for now, enjoying a relatively quiet situation, not able to keep on Dave. That's the trade that you make there, kicking the gen, losing the survivor. One more check on the upstairs gen. And there is a bit of movement, okay. Kick immediately, hoping for aura reading. Gets it. As away goes Taeyong. There he is. There's a speed bottle. Big opportunity here. Needs to be a quick chase. Has to be a very quick chase. Looking for a slowness bottle over the top. Will that have any chance at all? Not quite. Good effort. Execution. Not quite there. Okay, pivoting back. Have to imagine Dave gets back on this gen. Does so. Have a speed bottle in play. And now this might be the chase. Clown just trying to maneuver himself into the perfect situation here. May have found it with Dave. It'll be a pallet drop. Takes the injury. Big mistake from Dave. Big mistake from Dave. And now he's forced into a pallet situation he doesn't necessarily want to take on. Goes to the blind. Iron Will it must be. Okay, doesn't go upstairs. Might have gone back through Clown. Might have gone into this room. Could be in any of these lockers. In this locker. Okay, good awareness from Clown. Good presence of mind there. To not be fooled by the locker play. Brief intel on Taeyong heading roughly towards the school from the main building. Clown has a bit of time to find Taeyong. Deny hatch, there he is. And make this a 4K12 hook game. No bottles, but might get the injury here nonetheless. Does so. Looking for the trade. Does he have enough distance? Taking a great line as Clown. Oh, doesn't deny it. Will be the trade, and he will take the hook. As they've come back for the blind, maybe. Oh, must have been thinking about it. Okay, and you go again. Chasing Dave. Can't let him lose line of sight here. He's already shown that he is a master of subversion of expectations. Made an attempt at a locker play there, capably denied by Clown, but nonetheless, you don't want to see any more of that. Heads downstairs. God blimey, so much distance here. And may well be booking it all the way to Shack. Back downstairs? A real surprise. Remember, Hatch is in Killer Shack. Oh, and I think we've just seen the most heartbreaking plot twist in World Cup history. That is sensational from David King, and it has broken the hearts of Clown fans everywhere. Too easy, and he's right. He can talk his talk because he bought the counter Hatch offering. Had to guess that it would go 50-50 his way. It does. He takes the perfect line, and Clown now will be hoping that 11 hooks is enough, but there is an opportunity. There is an opportunity here for Wraith. 11 hooks for Clown. Wow. Okay, Wraith, who has the jaw... Wraith, who has the door ever so slightly ajar here. Bit of a misspeak there. I just said Wraith has the jaw, which he does, I'm sure. But no, the door ever so slightly ajar because of the Hatch play from David. Meaning that a 4K will give Wraith all 3 points and send Clown home with nothing. Trying to deny Pallet here. Does so. Good stuff. Good body block. And that will be the M1 on Hinako, who for their part was running that pretty well. Cloaking up again. Trying to get to the pallet again. They'll get there. Had to basically force a pallet stun there. They took the position that meant no other play was available. Going for the blind. They don't get it. They don't get it. And they either burn the pallet or taking M1. They choose to burn the pallet. Okay, well, burned a lot of pallets here. Obviously, the World Cup isn't graded on number of pallets burned. It's about number of hooks taken. So that's good for the future, but maybe looking to get more out there here. No, never mind. Another pallet. Oh, yeah, they know the tech. They know the tech against Wraith here. Slow vault the pallet means they can't kick while cloaked. But now, Hanato is in the midst of a dead zone. Never mind, there's another pallet. And one here. We'll get the injury. We'll get the injury and continues to chase. Try and go back to the pallet. Won't make this. So there's your dying state. Okay. Needed that. But does lose a gen, of course. Oh, there was a pain res over there. Maybe would have been makeable if Wraith had gone there immediately. As it stands, we'll have to settle for a non-pain res hook. Maybe kick the gen here. And then find someone else. Not an ideal start for Wraith. Workable. Got that hook, at least. Opportunity here. Maybe for an injury on. Shane gets it. And going to take the chase and hope that Pain Res will get that gen stalled out. Just needs to keep the foot on the gas here, kicking the door. As you're already reading, live for Shane. That's why he was so confident on that tile there. As there's Hinako again. A pretty decent opening loop. Took the injury, has since healed that up. No pallet here, remember? They were hoping for one. They do not find one. No one gets back on this gen. Okay. So pivoting here is Wraith. Not a bad little exchange. Shane will be wanting that gen, of course. Not a bad line from Hinako. And gets the vault. Very impressive. We'll have to force the pallet here as Wraith. Yeah, they will. But fighting for every little thing here as Hinako makes it to another window. I mean, everything is gone here. The pallets are gone. The doors are gone. Again, it could set Wraith up for a good endgame, but Need to get there first. As it stands, things are looking a bit grim. Hoping that the post-uncloak lunge would get him the hit. It doesn't, and he might have to leave now. Again, destroyed a lot of the pallets, but really hurting for hooks. Okay, at the very least, denies that gen, but Shane uses live to get away immediately. Another pallet here. A run right through. And can he get the injury on Shane? Yes, he can. Just before yet another pallet cloaks up, kicks, and moves elsewhere. Deary, deary me, what a carry on this is. What a trying time for Wraith. Really needs that second hook. Really needs a Painrez hook. That could be very important. Could be another injury on Hanato. Still regressing that gen. That's great news. Wow, I mean, very aggressive from Hanato there. I wonder if Dead Hard was in play, but in the end, the suddenness of Wraith's arrival initiated a little bit of hesitation on the play. Possibly. Something wasn't quite right there, especially with how Hanato's been playing up to that point. It will finally be a Painrez hook. Gem regression almost certainly on this gem right here that takes a big hit. That's great news. Looking for movement on this gen. There is none. And already, if you're Wraith, you might be thinking no point going over to the gallows unless there's like 3 people moving that gen. You much rather keep these gens in check. As Hinako starts to moving, pushed away. Big gen movement here. Uncloaking around the corner. Ada drops down. Decent play from Ada. Forces Wraith to drop down before he's able to get the kick. He'll pivot back. Make sure he does get the kick here. Gets this regressing. Drops down. Looking for the preemptive uncloak. Got to move away. You're really concerned about the anti-camp here. Oh, in the end, maybe should have stayed put. But no matter. Free hit on Hinako. Those have been hard to come by, so delighted to get an injury wherever he can. They'll get to the vault before Wraith can do anything, so gonna follow them. Get the door kicked. My god. Just kicked everything. So much of the map has been obliterated by Wraith, and with no way out, maybe that could end up in a decent end game. Needs to get there first. Things could really start to go Wraith's way if you could find Hanato, put Hanato into the dying state, and move from there. As Hinako gets the window. Gets another pallet here, if you can believe such a thing. Oh, just holds off for too long. Losing the upstairs gen over there. Not the end of the world, but that might be. 1 gen game. It is at least still the 3 gen. Painrez incredibly important here. This is kind of tough. If you're Wraith, you might just accept that you're going to give away the anti-camp self-farm hook. Because you've got to stay where the gens are, but that will by necessity mean you are going to be too close to the hook. As they're committing to the heal, do they get it? They don't. They don't. That's massive. Shane dropping the pallet. Oh, just able to rally and get the reset. The pallet is back up again. There's the unhook over there. Wraith has a bit of time to commit to this. And Hanato on the far side. The longer this goes on, the more gen progress there'll be, the scarier this becomes for Wraith. Is Shane going to take a dying state in service of Hanato as another pallet gets dropped? This is tough now. This might be the time as Wraith where you do need to get back on these gens. You saw that there was some movement here. The big heal going on. And they'll heal everyone but Hinako, who went off to the right. Oh, and Ada just able to rally, get the protection hit there. But there's an opportunity for Wraith here for sure. Pallet does not get dropped. Unbelievable restraint on the pallet. The one time they don't throw a pallet, it was the right call. Oh, and Hinako not going to fall for the same trick twice. Does bring the pallet down on that occasion. Needs the regression here. Going to cloak up and just take stock of the gen situation. No movement there. Back. A quick vault in Shack, presumably, trying to take Wraith away from these gens, as there is some big movement here. And there's Ada. Big opportunity here for Wraith. Another Painrez hook right by the gens. Just what the Doctor ordered. Doctor not playing for clarification there. And it will be a Painrose hook. And it will be away from the gens, which might be even better for Wraith. Might allow him to patrol the gens without any inkling of concern about anti-camp. While the going's good, might try and get the door on Shack kicked. Is there anything in this map that hasn't been kicked? Saloon is relatively untouched. Apart from that, everything has been dealt with. There's no movement here. The unhook off to the right. There might be healing under the hook. And if you're Wraith here, you might try and push people back into the gens. Could be a good play. As Hinako's been left in the lurch there, into a locker. If it isn't DS, there's a great opportunity. Yeah, took far too long for DS. Absolutely. Minutes and minutes ago that Hinako last got hooked. So, second hook for Hinako. The 3 gen could be propelling Wraith to all 3 points right now. Did they move the gens a bit too hastily? Were they should they have been a bit more cautious about the positioning of the gens? It's certainly possible as Ada tries to commit to the gen. Wraith wants to get ahead of them, push them back into the gens. Will be able to do so. Really good move from Wraith. That's a heads-up play. They'll take the injury. They'll still be moving away from the gens, but Wraith is able to stay closer to them. Okay. You still really need to find a way of getting someone out of this game. Wouldn't be the worst thing in the world to take a chase with Shane as well, with the aim of getting that last remaining Painrose hook, but aside from that, you just really want that 3 gen, the 3 survivor situation. You might get it here with Hanato, who does vault. Good play from Hanato. Doesn't get the window before taking the M1. Even Finesse won't get you away from that sunshine. Cloaking up, looking to close down this chase. Is there gen movement here? Wraith has not been able to patrol this gen as much. There's no movement. There is Hanato. Ada looking to take a hit. Not going to be able to. This could be something very special here. You anticipate Dead Hard. You really do anticipate Dead Hard. Okay, dying state there. Is there an angle for a blind? Shane's around, but I don't know that Shane's able to do anything right now. And that will be a 3 survivor situation. And a big opportunity here. Shane on the gen to the left. That might be a decoy. This now feels like the scariest pressure point for Wraith. Indeed it is. Hinako right here. Ada thinks she's not been spotted. Of course she has. And that'll be another injury. Oh, it's Ada. Makes a real mistake. Dead Hard here. No. Okay. Don't know what that's all about. It feels like an error. I don't know if it's frustration or whether there is something else at play there. Again, Shane is moving the other gen, but not really that concerning right now. As there goes Hinako. This feels deliberate. This feels like a ploy. Maybe they've got more progress on this gen than Wraith considered. Going to uncloak early. There's not that much movement. What you really want to do as Wraith here is try and push Shane back towards the other gens, back towards the hook. That is what Shane will want to avoid. Takes the window, will get the injury. And you feel like with one Painrose hook on Shane, you could really bring this game back. Trying to get this burnt. It does. They vault immediately. They don't. Dying state. Painrose hook right there. Lend a hand actually really helpful just for clearing the way. It's a race. If you can get this hook before that gem pops, there's a chance. Will it be heartbreak for Wraith? Not yet. Painrose hook in play. Gem aggression all the way over here. Hinako and Ada both death hook. And someone fleeing the scene. Right here. The gen's still regressing. Not too worried about it just yet. As the scratch marks do work their way back to the unhook. Okay. You at least need an injury after the unhook here. You at least need an opportunity for the trade. Wow, they're not going to go for the unhook. They're moving over this way. Could this be them just buying time for the gen? It really could be. Wraith has to go back. Can't leave that gen alone for too long. At the very least, it's only one person moving it, which is part of why getting that 3 survivor situation so desperately important for Wraith here. As Ada is nowhere to be seen. Aggression here. Might be useful, honestly. It's a very strange door, but while Wraith's here, might be useful to get that regressing. As there's Shane. Okay. Honestly, the injured party, the opportunity for the dying state. Oh, not quite. Great decision to vault immediately there. They're not putting a foot wrong, these survivors. Heading back to the gen. Presumably, Ada's back on it. You need a dying state. Things might start toppling if you can get that dying state. The gen's moving again. Ada is finding a way to frustrate Wraith. Must be hiding around somewhere. Oh, and is. Okay. They're done. They're done, which is huge news. Now the question is, do they finish that gem before Wraith hooks and gets back there? It's a very, very good question. And there is still the matter of not only the heavily depleted map right now, but also the 4 stacks of no way out. Oh, they do get the gen. They do get the gen. As long as you can find a chase, and Shane is perfect here. If you can find a chase, get the dying state, get the hook. 4 stacks, no way out. Real good opportunity of still getting that 4K. And there is such an important hit. Hinako on the gate over there. How quickly can you hook and take that chance? Take that chase and that chance. Hook here. If you can find Hinako, you've got a hope. Where has she gone? No way out over here activates. And if you're Hinako, you might head this way to get the unhook. Okay. Still plenty of time left, but that's unfortunate. You just can't let them lose your sight, and there's Shane. Endurance. Of course. Still time on No Way Out. Still time. Yeah, it's so important that Wraith closes this down really quickly here. It's that one area that he's not been able to deal with. The uncloak here. The gates are operable now. Pre-drop. Moving around. Vaulting immediately. Lender hand. The haste from Lender hand. The gates are operable. Needs to get the dying state. Needs to get the hook. But there might not be enough time. Maybe there's a chance. Maybe there's the barest inclination of a chance. Are they on this gate? They are, but it's open. And it will be a draw. Unbelievable. 11-11 tie. You can't have a much more hard-fought game than that. And it's a result that neither team will be happy with. Boring killer gameplay. Let me know, just how exciting is it to sit on a gen, see Wraith, and then crouch up and down? Alright, if we're going to start throwing stones, we should maybe take stock of how glass-filled our walls are. And there were 3 points for the taking there for Clown. But Dave runs a counter-hatch offering, only gets 11 hooks. Wraith had an opportunity, can only match. Which is great news for fans of Ghostface and fans of Trickster. It is a score draw. 11 hooks to each of their names. Add that to their current tallies and resort this group by points and by hooks, both descending. On top of Group B, who predicted this? Ghostface has been perfect so far this tournament. 24 hooks the maximum and the 6 points. In second place on hook differential is Trickster, who really lucked out with a 5-3 victory in round 2 to supplement the amazing round 1 performance. 6 points, 17 hooks to his name. Executioner in third, 15 hooks, good enough for 3 points. Wraith, really tough luck for Wraith, only 1 point to his name in spite of 22 hooks. Clown in 5th, 19 hooks and the point to his name. And then Hag is languishing at the bottom, and the path to qualification for Hag is already rather narrow. Whew. What a set of games. What a set of games. Right, next up, Group C, and we go to a resurgent Knight who had an incredible performance in round 1. Could the tide be turning? Knight, another indoors map for Knight here. Hawkins Laboratory, going to be a real test. Another test here for Knight, seeing what kind of killer has shown up this time around. Obviously, nothing really to write home about. Last time's the Carnifex coming out for a chase again, which is a big mistake. Exactly what we were talking about last time. Does connect, for what that's worth. And, oh god, Knight can barely see, stuck. As he is in the maw of the Carnifex, and fair play to Lisa, who manages to evade. Gets a couple of pallets, and she's on her way. Right, sending out this Carnifex attacks again. Big mistake there. No, that's the assassin. That's the assassin. Oh, lost his sense of direction entirely. Oh, dear. Oh, dear. And is this the same old knight coming back? Maybe it was a flash in the pan in round 1. We'll see. Chase going on here with Taeyong. Jailer does connect. And Knight trying to perform a pincer maneuver between the guard and himself. Works it out. Injury possible here. Well, maybe not. Maybe not. My God, able to evade the jailer. Damn shame there. The guard's not really doing the job. Gonna send out the Khan effects to break the pallet. Does so. Taeyong finds another one. The gem pops, and Knight is hookless. And 2 gens down. Deary, deary, deary me. This could be very, very, very bad indeed. Gets the assassin out there, which does connect. Now, this is going to be very tough for Taeyong. The assassin very fast. You can't change up your pathing at all. And there will be the dying state. Okay, so it took long enough. Finally get something going. We'll get the hook, but 3 gens have popped. At the moment, it really is looking like same old Knight, same old issues. He needs to do something to bring this back. At the very least, the gens all do appear to be in this corridor, kind of patrollable for Knight here. Big movement here, far bigger than he would have hoped. Certainly we'll be able to get Pop Goes Weasel out there. This will be huge. The Knight guard connects as well. That'll be the jailer taking chase. Opportunity to perform a pincer maneuver here with Robin. There's a dying state. Okay. And eruption on that gen. That's good. More of that will be required, but that's a good sign of life from the Knight after what was a pretty abject and an all too familiar start. Get the assassin out there. Swinging by the hook. And no intel garnered, no patrol taken. Already you're thinking Knight not too worried about the upstairs gen, more focused on these 3 gens, all in a line, all on the corridor. Knight almost uniquely positioned to patrol a situation like this as he sends out the Knight again. By which, of course, I mean the guard. I do use those terms interchangeably, I apologise. Is there anyone going to move in for the save here? Scratch marks. Taeyong moving away. Getting the assassin out there. Pretty good pathing. Will connect. And okay. Trying to get ahead here. Maybe an injury. They're very, very close. And there it is. Dropping the pallet. Vaulting there. Oh, maybe thinking that he'd gone upstairs. He had not. Could have been a Khan effects play to make that even simpler. Just not using his tool set to the best of his ability. Is Knight hoping for no death hard? Okay. So there's the dying state. And it will be basement. Big movement upstairs. I won't be too worried about that. Much more worried about the middle gen in that corridor, which has not popped. That's the upstairs gen. And that's incredibly important. Can the jailer get all the way to this gen? No, not quite. Asking too much of the guard there. Ooh, but the jailer does connect with Rick Grimes, leading to an injury there. But can't get too swayed by that chase. Knight has to keep this gen stalling if he's to have any chance of a competitive hook total. The gen is still aggressive, which is so vital here. Pretty good path on the assassin. Has a really good chance of finding Robin, and does. And does. And there's the injury on the pallet. Oh, one just barely bringing the pallet down. What Knight wouldn't have given for a dying state there right in the heart of these 3 remaining gens. Nonetheless, this is a very patrollable and good situation for Knight. Everyone was injured. There is a heal going on. It could be a heal. It could be a heal. Still in or around basement. Worth a look. Worth a look. Okay, it's not. It's not, but worth a look for sure with the assassin. Stays on the patrol. It's a full reset for the team. The gens are fully regressed now, at least. Remember as well, Nowhere to Hide is the flashy perk of the Knight's tool set, but don't sleep on Hubris, especially in the endgame. When things get more heated, Hubris could be absolutely massive. Hubris could be absolutely massive for bringing this game back. As Lisa, trying really desperately to block for Taeyong, is able to do so. Sending out the assassin again. And not able to find anyone there. Gotta keep on these gens. Can't let them go. There could very much be movement over here. It's only the Carnifex who's available right now. Not the ideal guard of choice, but the guard that we'll have to do. Does find Robin, the kick out there. Okay, and that will keep them entertained for a while and hopefully free up the pressure on that gen, but still concerned about what's going on over here. As there goes Taeyong. And just trying to put the Jailer ahead of him. May not have been able to do so. No line of sight. Never mind. Okay. That is massive for Knights there. Again, keeping Taeyong away from the gens. But obviously, it's still just a 3-hook situation. A 3-gen's all well and good, but if you're not able to actually close down some of these instances, it all comes to nothing. That's a real chance of connecting. And does. Robin upstairs. If you're a Knight, are you going to take a chase like this? Maybe try and meet them on the other side of the stairs? Robin, who does get hit, might just be trying to get distance here, holding W. Is there a chance of meeting her on the stairs here? Yes, amazing work from Knight. Exactly what he needed. Okay. And that is a huge eruption play as well that will hopefully keep the game on side for a moment longer. Another hook here. 4 to his name. Getting a Jailer out there, looking for an early patrol just to keep an eye on. Maybe this gen is one of the concerning ones. It's a very concerning one. It's a very concerning one. You've got to hope it's just one survivor. There's Lisa. Big opportunity. Dying state there. Wow. Oh, but Rick was committing and is able to finish the gen. What a knife in the heart of the Knight here. That is such a shame. Did so well to put pressure on it. Has lost out on the Jailer now. Doesn't have that long patrol path. Making a very speculative play with the assassin here. Surely will not find anyone with that patrol path. As Rick may have gone upstairs to get the unhook here. A chance that you meet him upstairs. That's exactly what happens. Okay. Oh, there's always a chance that he stops running and is hiding in a room. Let's send the Jailer out there. That lengthy patrol path again. And it does capture Rick, who will immediately get the unhook, and that will dispel the guard. And again, it has to be the Carnifex once more. Robin in play. Trying to put the Carnifex ahead of them. Robin pivots around here. But you really, if you're Knight, I don't know how much you want to chase the Death Hook Survivor right now. You much prefer Rick, yeah, who still has 3 hook states to give. And this could salvage, even if it's just Rick that you get. This could salvage an 8-hook game out of an otherwise pretty atrocious game. And there is Assassin on Rick. Will it be enough? Does push Rick away. That's massive. That's absolutely huge. There's a dying state. And you can go basement as well, assuming no pallet save. Or pallet save here would be devastating for the Knight. It won't be. Is anyone going to leave? 5 hooks you feel like won't be enough. 8 hooks? Well, then at that point, you're beginning to ask a question. That's exactly what Knight will get if they're not able to make a save on Rick. And there could still be some altruism in play here. There's certainly scratch marks. There's certainly scratch marks there. And there's Lisa. Gets the pallet. The guard is on them. Someone else move in for the save right here. They do not have a huge amount of time left. if they're going to make this play. Just guarding the area with an assassin this time. Oh, and finds Lisa. And someone else here as well. Tae-young. Injury there. They're still going to go for the save, which isn't as good for Knight as anything else. But Knight on a bound in the endgame to take this hook. Would rather be doing anything else here. Maybe could have sent out a guard beforehand. Takes the kill. Gets the Jada out there. Is there a chance for a twist in the tail? Not the pathing you would have liked with the Jailer. And that looks like they will be all gone, doesn't it? So that will be a 7-hook game. GG. Alright. Well, that is the sound of Knight thumping back to earth after a very strong opening game. 7 against Spirit. It wouldn't have been enough in round 1, and you don't feel like it will be enough in round 2. Spirit on Father Campbell's Chapel. 7 hooks to tie, 8 hooks for the victory. Should be very doable, but by no means a foregone conclusion. As there she goes, phasing away. Don't worry about the vivid redness. It's a known bug, everyone. It's a known bug. And there is gem movement here. And there is Hinako here. And there's no sprint burst, so it will be the M1. Great start for Spirit. It'll be even better if she can close down this chase. A Sable looking to take some aggro as well. Here goes the phase. Here's the opportunity. Whoa, 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 whoa. Not a bad job by Hinako of being confusing there and throwing Spirit off a little bit. Someone hovering around for potential save. Not going to find their angle, and it will be a nice early pain res for Spirit. So, advantage Spirit, it has to be said. Very, very strong advantage Spirit. And if she can find a survivor who was hanging around here before, Sable or Ada, I'll make her position all the stronger. That's an immediate unhook. Wow. Back she goes. Wants to keep them in sight, doesn't want to lose them here. The endurance here, okay. Risky from Hinako. Getting the kick immediately. Then the phase to close down this element of the chase. Sable up ahead, where does she go? Pivots to the left, perhaps. Yep, okay. Just lost track of her mid-phase, which can happen. And a lot of this depends on which Spirit shows up. We've seen 2 forms of Spirit, the very sure-footed, capable Spirit, and then we've seen a Spirit who isn't able to do much of anything. The first chase was great, but this has been a bit lacking. There you go. Discovers Ada and Hinako healing very out in the open there. Risky, risky stuff. The moonwalk, the dying state, and another pain res. If she can get this now, before presumably Rick Grimes pops his gen, what a start it's been. And that is what happens. Wow. 5 gens still in play. Sable and Hinako presumably healing up somewhere. Who knows where. Rises to the left. Big gem movement over here. Rick Grimes gives away the grab. And it is a hook for a gen, which honestly, as Spirit, I don't know that you mind that too much. Wow, what a play. Another hook here, and now the unhook. And are they healing under the hook again? Incredibly risky. They make it happen. But Hinako has not found a way to get healthy and may now be in huge trouble. Just runs through. Pallet here. Drops it. Oh, vaults immediately. Good play from Hinako. Ada taking some aggro here. Dead hard. It's a very early dead hard. If it weren't dead hard, as Spirit, you'd be concerned about DS with it being dead hard. Unlikely to be decisive. So there you go. Second hook stage there. And she's already halfway to her winning goal of 8 hooks. And there is 4 gens still remaining. What a situation here for Spirit. Very, very strong start. And Sable up ahead. The only healthy party is Rick and Hinako healing up somewhere as Spirit just loses track of Sable. There she is. Looking for the unhook here. Well, presumably pre-drop pallets moving for the save, but Spirit can counter that. Ooh, not quite getting the injury as Rick gets the unhook as Ada is really body blocking. And okay. Okay, says Spirit. You want it that way? Endurance hit there. Pallet broken. Spirit going to phase immediately and go after Ada. And honestly, there's only so much pity you can have for such a situation. Great intel. Oh, dead hard, but the angle. They took the endurance hit. They were deep wounded. Dead hard does nothing. And there has to be just a mite of self-preservation for Ada there. You can't be taking the hits that aggressively after Spirit is doing everything in her power to go after the person who got the unhooks. That definitely helps Spirit's cause. It says Hinako and Sable on the gen here. Kicking immediately. Gotta be trying to do little things right. Gotta be trying to take this dying state as quickly as possible. Oh, just gets caught in the wall there while trying to follow up on Hinako. Runs headlong to the shack. Trying to get around the other side of the pallet. Oh, Hinako's wise to it. This Hinako is no slouch. Been playing pretty well. It's Rick Grimes overcommitting to the gen again. Takes an injury for his trouble. Could this be the dying state that Spirit's been searching for? Keeps on running. Oh, and Spirit just rushing headlong through the pallet. No recourse for Rick Grimes, and it will be another hook. Pain Res is available on Rick, and it would have been a good hook to get, but alas, no nearby Scourge hook here, apparently. 1, 2, 3. Maybe there was one back there that the Spirit just couldn't quite notice or couldn't quite see. In any case, it's 2 survivors standing with 1 on the hook. Pretty good situation for Spirit, looking to close down this chase with Sable, who unfortunately does get the heal on Hinako there. Keeps on running. They'll be looking for the unhook here. They'll get it. It'll be the injury. And has Rick Grimes given up? Rick Grimes may have given up. It could be DS. We'll see. Apparently not. Fascinating. Okay. Well, this is a tale of 2 sides. 2 survivors making huge misplays and at some point just giving up. And on the other side, you've got Sable and Hinako who are earnestly gaming. But that is a huge get for Spirit right there. And turning that into a pain res. Hinako got a gen on the other side of the map. Is there any chance that Spirit can stumble upon them? They'll probably be playing just incredibly stealthily right now. There's a chance that Spirit discovers them, but it might be unlikely. There's a very quick unhook. There's a very quick unhook. And did you just see someone rushing off to the right? Looks like it. There's Sable. No sign of Hinako. Drops the pallet. Waiting at the vaults. Oh, live for Sable. Spirit should have stayed in phase mode for a little while longer. Just in the window here, unfortunately. Oh, but that might be it. That might be it, barring Decisive Strike. Again, no Infectious Fright, so no sign of Hinako, and there is Decisive Strike on Sable. Fair enough. Okay. If you want anything here, you probably want to have Sable in the endgame, the Obsession, the Rancor Mori available, already injured, so on and so forth. So maybe finding Hinako is the first point of order for Spirit, and that's what she's done. And Hinako has been so good against Spirit, but not able to respond right there. Oh, by the way, 8 hooks. 8 hooks has been met. It always appeared a bit of a foregone conclusion. Indeed, Spirit will be taking home all 3 points. She is now laser focused. Laser focused on the concept of getting as many hooks as possible to give her that hook differential. that could be so important when we work out who qualifies when all is said. Damn, there's the unhook. Dropping the pallet immediately. Pallet up ahead is still available. They drop very early, Disable. Running around. We'll get another one here. Early phase. There's the vault. Could still be dead hard here. No, sir. Okay. But again, nothing from Infectious Fright. Infectious Fright could have been so good for giving intel and closing this thing down. As it stands, they've just been keeping away such that there's been no intel after these dying states. Hinako could have been moving a gen. But we'll be careful if you Spirit. It is a hatch. There is a hatch offering in play to get the unhook. Okay, not sure how they keep on doing this. They're just finding a way to stay far enough away for Infectious, but not far enough away such that the unhook is in any way delayed. There's the unhook. And no sign of them, huh? Not around Shack. Well, they're delaying, for sure. They're stalling. They're ever so slightly frustrating, Spirit. And they're just gone. Okay, no idea how they've done what they've done there. One heal. Could be by the bullet, perhaps, if they were healing around Shack. Oh, there they are. Okay. And in this kind of endgame situation, you absolutely would prefer to go after the healthy survivor to limit the remaining survivors' options. Almost look like they've gone in the locker there, but no such situation. No scratch marks. Go this way. Keep on getting distance here. Can't be a drop, right? Tough pallet situation for them. You might vault this if you make a great fake. Well done. Okay. There's the injury. There's a theoretical chance they do still commit to the gen here. All it would take is adrenaline and a spirited loop from Hinako all of a sudden. It's a 2E, so Spirit continues to be locked in. Hold on. Hold on a second. That was a finesse animation for the injured party. That was another one. Huh? Run that one by me again? Alright. Or is it Last Stands? They look exactly the same. Alright, fair enough. Fair enough. Well, Last Stand it was. It will be the final survivor after all that nonsense. Will they get Hatch? No. Could still get Gates. Every chance, every possibility. Oh, was that Sable there? It was. Just caught something in the corner of her eye. Did Spirit. It was Sable Ward. It will not be the Gates. It will be the 4K. And Knight has been soundly defeated by Spirit. Good work. G. Spirit gets another win. What a tournament it's been for her so far. Perfect through toe as Knight takes his first L. The dream run for Knight has hit a bump in the road. Right. Hey, fun matchup coming up here. Jason versus Dredge. Dredge left something on the table in the first round, and Knight was able to capitalise, looking to get back into the win column. Jason on Mount Ormond Resort. Why did I say it like that? Here we go. Here we go. Look at some early intel with the nerfed, but still very viable. Deputies. Badge. And here is someone. And it's Alucard. And it's an opportunity. Straight away with the spike. Oh, good play from Alucard. A little bit of a mind game there. Not going to work. Alucard gets the pallet. Alright, not the start Jason wanted. Needs to get the spike. Needs to stay in play. Opportunity here to get a jump scare. Maybe confuse some folks. Big opportunity with a spike. Alucard sees, and I doubt there's a play to be made. Never mind! What a move from Jason. What a spike. And that might, after what could have been a slow start, bring him right back into this one. Unbelievable. Great shot. And Alucard in trouble. And there's your dying state. Wow, what a way to bring it back. What a way to bring it back. Opening hook here. Still work to be done, but that's a strong start. Just shows such grit and resilience on the part of Jason there. Okay. Movement across the map. How much is there? Can Jason stop it? Actually, not where we wanted to go. Let's get Pop out here. That'll be useful. Opportunity for a spike, maybe? Okay. Airstream, and we know all about Airstream and how strong Airstream has been in this tournament so far. Holds up their pathing well. Denies the spike. Has he got another trick shot up his sleeve here? No pallet burn on offer. Holding, 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 holding. There's a spike. They don't burn the pallet. They don't burn that one either. Got a pallet up here. I don't think they'll make it. They will not. Second hook in play. Okay. Jason has arrived and he is making exceptional moves here. Oh, so Jen's still regressing. Couldn't actually see in the almond snow. Couldn't see that the Jen was still regressing. Thought maybe someone was on it, but obviously couldn't see the red auras there. So a bit of a mental mistake from Jason. We'll allow him that one. He's putting in some great work here otherwise, as Nicolas Cage is trying to avoid the killer instinct, but then gets a hell of a dodge out there. Credit to him. Another spike in play here. Mr. Cage. Opportunity for Jason. Ah, just holding his line there was Nicolas Cage, and Jason not able to counter. Runs through again. There's the M1. That's what he needed. Can he really quickly close this down with a well-placed spike? Oof, good dodge, good dodge. Can't let it rattle him too much. He's been doing great work here as Jason. Needs another spike. Loses a couple of gens. Someone's upstairs. Jason hoping it's Nicolas Cage, and it is. Goes inside the ski lodge. Hold, hold, hold. And that has the room stuck into, unfortunately. For an early spike, but loses line of sight here. Tough. Okay, gets Deputy's badge out there. Has to go somewhere else. It's been an overlong chase. There has at least been a lot of good stuff for Jason here. That can't be overcommitting to a chase like that. They get a couple of gens, and there might still be more here for them. Oh, how does that not connect? How does that not connect? No pallet burns there, so it should be the M1 here. It'll be really close, actually. It is. It is. Going to Omnipresent Evil. Teleporting ahead. Big opportunity here. Alucard gets some distance, but a spike! Oh my god, I'm pulling out all the shots on Alucard. Gave him no time to even see where he was, so no dodge on offer. It's a good play for sure, but this game is still moving away from Jason, and it's all down to that one chase. With Nicolas Cage, it's that simple. We'll get Pop Goes the Weasel out here. Gotta head elsewhere. Pop Goes the Weasel with Deputy's Badge, especially now that Deputy's Badge has been nerfed. Could be a kind of counter synergy there, something to consider. I just held on for too long there, Jason. Expecting the dodge, and there was some dodging, but gave them time to get around the corner. There's a quick unhook over there, a very quick heal as well, presumably Resurgence in play. Oh, send it immediately! They went for the doorway, they weren't able to get there. Okay, so that'll be the... Someone's used Shoulder the Burden here, by the way, so there's not 4 stacks on No Way Out. This will be the 3rd. Airstrew is running Shoulder the Burden, that makes a lot of sense. Get Deputy's Badge on this middle gen. Visually checking on the gen here, big movement. Trying to teleport, not able to do so for whatever reason. Very strange there. Says Alucard. Getting the kick with Pop Goes the Weasel. Worth a go. Trying the ultimate trick shot there, not quite making it happen. Looking to get back upstairs, put some pressure on the unhook, and does. They might not have expected that move. Very good stuff from Jason. Spike there. They drop early. They're heading right back to where the gen's moving, which is great news for Jason. Teleports ahead. Massive, massive opportunity. Needs a spike, gets it. Killer Instinct, where are they? And which way do they dodge? Just got behind a boulder. Big opportunity here. Ah, not able to connect. Not able to connect. Needs to play it a little bit nastier, he feels. It's an equal spread of hooks right now, and that is not going to work out in Jason's favour if this continues, especially in a 2-gen situation with that final gen beckoning. Hold, 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 hold. And the dodge there, countering him ably. Big gen movement here, getting Deputy's Badge out there. Getting the spike out there, looking for footsteps, finding nothing. Teleporting in on the gen, says Nicolas Cage. No chance with the spike. And... oh, dodge from Mr. Cage. Not a bad move from Jason, but not going to get that hit, so choosing to go instead for the spike. And holding, and no dodge on offer, just getting around the corner, which is a kind of a dodge in and of itself, if you think about it. Spike there, getting him away from the tile. Not bad work from Jason. Got to be getting the spike, got to be getting that melee speed boost. And this Cage around the corner again. And it is Mr. Cage who's been ruining his life so far. The shoulder burden play, and now with another exceptional loop. Jason cannot afford to lose more time here. Oh my god, how vital that right there could be. Needed to pull something out and does. So if we're correct, this should be the 4th and final No Way Out stack. Jason will need every element of the endgame to bring this back. This has been tough, tough sledding, and not able to put pressure on the middle gen. Here he goes. Needed some intel there, gets nothing. But there's Alucard, okay. Needs to be on point with the spikes, but so many boulders, so many opportunities for denial. And no clue where he went there. He's actually stayed on the boulder. Did not expect that. Expected him to flee to the tile immediately. Doesn't do so. Spike opportunity. Ducking. Not working. No Way Out has already been activated. Says Killer Instinct. Gets around the hill. This is just such a tough situation for Jason. Where's he gone? Where's he gone? There's Airstream. No shot on offer there. And Alucard is lost. Alucard is out of there. And the gates are pretty appalling as well. Hoping to find someone on this one. Where did it all go wrong for Jason? It was looking so good, but one, you know, fairly overlong chase. And the game appears to have flown past him. Case of MMR, maybe salt in the wound there. Alucard going for the dodges. Hits again. Keeps on hitting Alucard here, but again, no real end product to speak of. Teleporting ahead. So there's the aura reading from the spike. Big opportunity here for Jason. Unselectability so useful for a play like that. Right, taking this hook and just praying for some level of altruism, because as it stands, 6 hooks is just not going to be enough. One good thing for Jason here, it's about as perfect a hook as you could get for the situation. Very far from any gate. And this is the open gate. Okay. Gonna teleport away from the hook. Very far away from the hook and see what's going on here. Says Nicolas Cage. It's an opportunity. Worth a go. You're looking for the exit gate spike, which can get you an endgame hook. Doesn't quite work out. Teleporting again. They were not healing on the hook. And it might be all over unless Jason can have the most clutch spike shot of all time. Oh. It's a good effort. It just misses. Just goes wayward. And that will be all she wrote. 6 hooks. And you'll feel like... he'll be disappointed, of course. You feel like he deserved more. There were some good plays there. It wasn't enough. GG. Okay, back to Father Campbell's Chapel for Dredge. 6 hooks the score to beat. Very doable. For who is a very strong competitor in this tournament. The Dredge. Immediate nightfall here and immediate intel on the corner. Sable Ward. And that will be a nice early injury. Okay. Is there a locker around here? There's a locker here. Maybe does enough to confuse them. The drop. No vault on offer. That will be the dying state. Fine start for Dredge. A fine start. Exactly what it needed. Is there a survivor there? Or am I and Dredge losing our collective minds? Taking the pallet. Okay. Oh, big movement here. Okay. Good discovery for Dredge. As there goes Leon. Gets enough distance to be happy with. Thinking about a teleport, not able to find anywhere of any use. And Leon, what now? Has this tile. Gen's moving, not a huge amount. Runs through the pallet, looking for the window, gets it, doubles back, no. Good lines from Leon here. Dredge needs to think about the remnant. Pallet, not dropped, good stuff from Leon. Oh, but gives up the M1. That's important. That was threatening to be a very nasty over-long chase there. The injury helps. Dredge teleport ahead. The lockers are not too bountiful here, it must be said. That one locked as well. Leon might preemptively head back here. Heads upstairs. Big gem movement here. God, what you wouldn't give that dying state there. Surge could have been huge right in the middle of the map. Remnant down, moving around, teleporting. There's a decent play, but the object, the debris, in Dredge's way. Got to get the kick now. Oof. It was all looking so good, wasn't it? There's a number of survivors that these killers have run into who just appear so capable on these tiles. And I guess for Dredge now, it's about trying to single out the survivors who aren't quite as good. Well, it will feel hard done by that, for sure. It will feel very hard done by that. Looking to get rid of the lock on that locker, not able to do so. Remnant works well. Back to Sable, apparently. Oh, great fake out from Sable. Very impressive. Exactly the play they needed to make. And then the vault there. It is Dissolution. Dredge could have done a bit better there. Remnant down on the window. Drifting back. And there's a dying state. Okay. And boy, how it needed that. Second hook. Both on Sable. There's not been what you'd call an egregious tunnel instance in this tournament so far. That could be on offer here if the game continues to move away from Dredge. If other chases continue to fall flat as it did with Leon, and getting a little bit of deja vu here is Dredge. Not the perk. They lock the locker. Walking in. They will not take the trade here, but they might take something even worse. They might take a dying state adjacent to the hook. Someone else there for the unhook. Medium Volt punished. Big surge hit there, but not on that most scary gen over there, so still the concern that might pop. Goes back to the Ghost Dredge, trying for the heal. They better hope that they have it. They don't, but they flee the scene. Big opportunity for Dredge here. As it's Lara. Okay. Doesn't go for the window vault, does there. The window was actually a little bit further away than Dredge realised. Pallet up ahead. Gem pops. M1. M1 beneath the window. Good play there. Trying to teleport ahead. The locked locker. The locked locker all the way out here is not something you expect, and that will just mean that Lara has enough time to change up their plans. Remnant on the other side of the vault could have been huge here. No matter, moving around. So what's that? 3 hooks, 2 gens left, and all of a sudden, that 6 hook total for Jason looking just that little bit more competitive, isn't it? It's Lara's turn to take Dredge for a walk, and they're doing so comfortably and admirably. Remnant down. Well played. Is there anyone here for the pallet stun? There is not. Oh, there was, but they were just a little bit late. Who was that even? It was Ada. Okay. Ada just walking behind this boulder. Sprint burst there, of course, but a strange way to utilise it. Pallet here. Get the kick immediately. 4 hooks. 2 gens left. I think obviously it's not the game that the Dredge team would have wanted, but on reflection, still looking like a Dredge favourable situation. But 1 or even 2 gens pop here, and that could all shift around. Looking for aura reading. And finds it immediately there on the gen. Oh, and Leon just gets the gen as well. And the power of the locked locker. If that locker isn't locked, then Leon's not getting that gen. What a tough situation. But it will still be another hook. Ada from miles away. Still somehow getting the blinds. Thankfully tonight, no one's hit the unhook yet. Kind of unbelievable. But that's not happened. Still nowhere near to second stage. Okay, gonna pivot. Gonna go after Lara. Not quite having the remnant there is such a shame. Has the remnant there now. Forces Lara away from the window. That'll be the drop. Don't want to give them the window again, so move around this way, but there goes the last gen. There goes the last gen. 5 hooks right now. As it stands, Dredge is going to lose. 6-5. There is still hope for Jason. It is no way out. It is the full 4 stacks of no way out. Oh, and it's a dying state. And Dredge now could play this incredibly conservatively as Ada gets the blind. Out of nowhere comes Ada Wong. Goes for a double up, a triple up. Oh my god, let it see. Let it see. As the Beatles sang. Oh my goodness me. Dredge has been made a fool of. And that keeps hope alive for Jason and the Jason camp. And we've seen it so many times. The path to a championship is getting the win if even the hooks don't go your way. And if Jason can get a win on the back of 6 hooks, well then, he and his camp will feel very confident about going all the way in this tournament. Getting the locker. Trying to get ahead to Sable. The thing is, the dying state on Sable does not equal a win. A dying state on Leon, a kill on Leon, that would be 7 hooks. That would be the victory right there. So this might be the better chase. Although Leon has been so good all game long. They go window. Big opportunity here. Gotta be dead hard. There it is. There's a dying state. Is Ada around? Hoping for no angle. And there will be no angle. Okay. Oh, God, you do not want to be hooking this close to both gates. It is the worst possible hook spot for Dredge. Be playing. This is very aggressive from Dredge. This is incredibly aggressive from Dredge. They're going to get the gate. Dredge can't control the gate. Has got to just try and stop them from getting this on hook. As it stands, it's a draw. As it stands, it is 1 point apiece. It now comes down to this. If Dredge can stop them getting the unhook, it wins 7-6. Can these 3 survivors get this unhook? Should be so doable this close to the gate. Got to pivot. Okay. There is still hope. There is still hope. The only gate that's open is the one in front. The body box on Sable. She can't find a way through. Leon now in play. Dead Hard could be on the table. It is. And Dredge gonna go for Leon here. Oh, imagine Ada with the torch. Imagine Ada with the torch. No. No play on offer. So assuming the hook comes through, as they pick up Sable, Dredge won't care. It's a win. 7 hooks. And that'll be all. That'll be all. G. Poor. Cutting it close there is Dredge, but just doing enough. GG. Of course. Of course. Okay, so Jason suffers his first loss of the tournament, and Dredge gets a much-needed win. Very interesting state of play here in Group C. Spirit in an unbelievably strong spot and will be taking the lead in Group C regardless of what happens here. It is 6-7. As we go now to our final World Cup game of the day, Trapper versus Deathslinger. Alright, Trapper on the Forgotten Ruins. Oof. Interesting map for Trapper here. That's a good start. Trapper was just pondering whether you could put a trap in front of the portal. And there comes Ace Visconti. That's one way to say first chase. Unbelievable work. Live for Ace. Okay, that's why the slow vault happened back there. And you know where Ace is heading. Right over to Killer Shack. Fakes out the pallet there. Gonna pop a trap down. Get the speed boost. Now he's trying to move away from Shack. Gotta be a drop here, right? Very hesitant to drop these pallets. Does so. And moves quite quickly. That could be 5 moves ahead there. Little fake out there is trying to elicit the whiff. Or to try and elicit the double back, I should say. Doesn't work out. Good stuff from Trapper. And it will be basement. And he still has 9 traps in his possession. My goodness me. What a situation this is now for Trapper. Back hook. Now, I've got to be really careful with some of these traps because you do not want to give away anti-camp. You've got limited time here. Set up your traps very sparingly and very well. Okay. This isn't bad from Trapper. This isn't bad at all. And anti-camp, hopefully... Oh, not enough if you move away right now. Okay, that should be fine. That should be fine for Trapper. Going to be really tough for them to make that play without giving up further injuries, dying states, and hopefully for Trapper, hooks. Nice little move there. Should be the M1. Good move. Really good move. Getting the kick. There's, well, that just clicks the torch there. Big opportunity. Oh, really wanted the dying state there, of course. Not the idea of getting another hook. Well, that was a quick blind. That was a very quick blind. Well, that moves away. Free drop there. Fair enough. Ooh, more movement. Right there. As there is the trap. Oh, this is huge. This is absolutely massive for Trapper right here. Resetting this also allows Trapper the opportunity to... Okay, never mind. Honestly, gotta hand it to Adam. Great play there. Great play. Not going to be able to get another basement hook. However, how do they get this save? Probably not going to be via whatever Claudette's decided to do. They do get the gen here. But then being pushed away, Claudette's just off to the races somewhere else. How do they get this save now? I don't think they're going to get ace. Medium Volt going to not be punished, apparently. Weird. Everything looks like it's going Trapper's way. Again, unless Claudette is able to make some kind of move, they get the trap disarmed. Need to be really careful here. There could still be an opportunity for a trap to get them. Okay. Honestly, incredibly well played by Claudette. Does Ace fall victim to a trap? Yes. Is it DS? If it's not DS, it's such a good play for Trapper. It isn't. It isn't. And that is absolutely massive for Trapper. 2 gens left. That'll be the 5th hook and still the opportunity for more here. And trading up in basement is always good. Honestly, it's about as good an effort as Claudette could have made. But it's not quite enough. It's not quite enough. And how will they navigate this now? At this point, if you're these survivors, you might just be thinking, we're happy with the 2E, and we feel comfortable getting the 2E with only 1 hook between us both. That could be their plan. That could be their strategy. As here is Dalita. Gets the pallet. Brutal strength here. Keeping an ear out for traps. Here's the thing as well with the honing stone. There's the injury, that's so huge. With the honing stone, all it takes is for Adam to make one false move that then puts him in the dying state. As they can... Okay. Fair enough. Poor trap placement there from Trapper. Very capably countered by Dalita. Good move. Good move. There's a gen blown downstairs. So Adam in no position right now to make a play. There's another dying state. And all of a sudden things are looking very, very good for Trapper. If Adam's going to emerge, he's likely to emerge from this portal here. No scratch marks, so he hasn't done so yet. He gets the gen. Will he go through this portal? We're about to find out. Could always emerge from the other portal. Actually takes the stairs. Wise. Very wise from Adam there to take the stairs. Probably had an idea of what Trapper would be doing and how Trapper would be guarding this situation. Is it just me, or has Claudette spent an absolute age in the basement there? Deary me. Okay, there you go. There is the 2 survivor situation. The gens should not be that concerning right now. The ball is entirely in Trapper's court. Would have hoped to have done better. Would have hoped to have not given away the unhook there for sure. Little fake out the window. Never really going to get Trapper or something like that. There's the pallet burn. Decent move from Trapper. Really good move from Trapper. Could be dead hard. No. Okay. Another hook right here, and a really, really good opportunity for Trapper now to close this down, put the finishing touches on this. Oh, as Dalita gets the gen. Can Trapper find them? This is so important right here. They're going to the portal. If you see scratch marks, it could be the beginning of the end. There they are. There's the scratch marks. There's Dalita. Unless they pull out something absolutely magical here. There's a pallet drop. And there's the dying state. What a game for Trapper. We were talking before. Will Trapper be aiming for basement? Absolutely not. But will Trapper take advantage of basement? Absolutely. And he did there. That is sensational. 12 hooks and everything to do now for Deathslinger, whose tournament has gone from bad to worse. GG. Is this Legacy Dwight? Oh no. Oh no, no, no. Right off the gate, right off the bat, that is not what you want to be seeing if you're Deathslinger. There's no backing out, there's no lobby dodging. There's a Legacy Dwight, and it's Hawkins for Slinger, which also is a bad map for him. Will anything go Slinger's way? Well, anyway, no time to be downbeat or downtrodden. There is a game to be played. 2 survivors up ahead. So early intel there, that's very good for Slinger. Won't be spending too much time searching for someone, presumably. And there is Hanato, who ducks into the room. Slinger looking for an early shot, an early sign of life, an early opportunity to bring this game in his favour and match the 4K of Trapper. Oh, just might have just hit the charm on the hook there. Tough opening. A bitter pill to swallow. And got to pivot elsewhere. Finds. It's Claudette, it is. Nice little manoeuvre there. Doesn't really get the drop on them. If anything, they have even more distance now. And aiming over the box, of course. The shot not landing true. And to cool the atmosphere among Slinger's team nervous is to massively undersell it. There is absolute turmoil there right now, but there's an injury. Okay, big opportunity here. Great shot. Can he close it down? Yes, almost countered by the hatch there, and not the usual hatch. But a dying state nonetheless, and looking for a pain res hook. Has to go quite far to make it happen. Imagine power struggle right there, by the way. But we'll get to it. It'll be pain res. It'll be Dead Man Switch, presumably. That is interesting. Okay, so this is where pain res hits. There are 3 different gens being moved. That's really good intel, courtesy of Gearhead there. Upstairs gen pops. Upstairs gem pops. As it seems like this is Claudette again moving in and moving through. And another gem goes right there. Good effort, good dodge from Claudette. And when you expect the dodge, no dodge is on offer. When you don't account for the dodge, there's the dodge. It's that simple, and no shot there either. Aha! But here's Yui. This thing just really needs to find that one person who doesn't quite have the skills of the others. Not to be disrespectful or anything, but this is a very high skill lobby, it seems. And the shot not quite going to land true. Actually, well, firstly walks into a wall, secondly loses Yui entirely. Here is Hanato, fresh off the hook and taking chase. Really wants the M1 before taking the shot here, he gets it. And just as we've seen so many times, has the doorway stuck into, drops the pallet, nothing Slinger can do about that, has to kick. And hopefully we'll find Claudette and has an opportunity now. There's the M1. Rare mistake from Claudette, just ducks into the counter there, loses their speed. The shot could have been on. Just playing unconfidently now, I think, is the issue with Slinger. Not taking shots that he could be making. And Claudette right now having a field day, going against pretty much a range speed melee killer. Ooh. Lets them have that. Shouldn't have let them have that. There's the shot, which apparently doesn't connect. Okay. And if ever there were a summation of not only Slinger's game, but Slinger's tournament, and even Slinger's tournaments over the past 4 years, there it is right there. And just nothing going his way. The chases with survivors are brief. Did I just say survivors? My god, the gameplay is bad and the commentary is even worse. Survivors are brief, ephemeral things. Not closing down anything here. Good line from Yui. Should be a shot here. Gets it. There's the injury. Remember, nothing short of 12 hooks will do. As it's standing, this is going to be one of the greatest demolition jobs of all time. Slinger not able to match up anything close to the 4K on offer from Trapper. And that doesn't connect either. Gutting. Pure and simple. But there you go. Yui holds W and Slinger able to counter with a nice line through the room. But it's the start of a long Sisyphean struggle to bring this one back. Painres and Deadman switch on the gem right here. Opportunity, maybe, with Claudette, who's just been so confident pretty much all game long. Drops down, held on the stairs. Trying to catch up his Slinger. Has a good position here. Not too bad. Oh, it's an unbelievable dodge. Slinger anticipating it, just get around the corner. They don't. They perform a double back maneuver. That is the only thing that would have worked in that situation. All the plays that they need are there, and Slinger at the moment not able to counter in any way whatsoever. As there's the vault. Big opportunity if Slinger gets the shot. And there's two courses of action here for Slinger. Could go for another Painres, could go basement. Opts for Painres, also a lot closer, so we'll be able to get back into the action that bit sooner. Okay, this has been a constant pressure point, but is nicely regressing with another bout of Painres. Painres also hits on the upstairs gem. Deadman switch blocking that one. Really quickly snoozing the ads. Here we go. There's the unhook. And the bubble in the way. Could there be a shot on? Are you close enough? Oh. Range would not have been lacking by much, but it was just lacking there. It's a great effort, but again, a nasty dodge from Claudette, a very capable gamer. You've seen it time and time again. Needs another hook and needs it quickly. Another gem pops. One left. The margin for error is slim to non-existent for Slinger, but a good move countered there. And Yui has been somewhat susceptible to a degree that her teammates really have not, so maybe there could be something here for Slinger. But the last gem pops. And no way out immediately. There's just nothing going Slinger's way. Time after time after time. But there's the heal. Two survivors here. Injury on Dwight. By the way, there's a Dwight in this game. Oh, one doesn't hit anyone. Parting the survivors perfectly there. And I don't even know what sequence of events could send this Slinger's way now. He's not had a sniff of any kind of momentum here. It has been diabolically bad from beginning to end. Easily countered. There's a move. There's a move that he can counter. And obviously, there's so much that needs to go right for Deathslinger right now. Point number one, you need as much altruism as you can muster. You can't quite make it to basement. What you're hoping is that you get the hook. You get the hook. You take a trade, and then you can get them to basement. Meanwhile, maybe the endgame timer is ticking down. It's just so rough here. And there's a shot. Okay, it cancelled the dodge really well. And we'll get the injury here. And they can't have the gate very far along at all. Otherwise, they surely would have gone for it. So, if you can find a way, get in this dying state really quickly while the hook's still on, you might have a chance. But just as I say that, Slinger misses. They head to presumably an open gate, and this might be all over. Oh, it isn't. Oh, it isn't. It will be a dying state. Pick up immediately. Don't give them a shot at an angle. And take the hook as far from the gate as you conceivably can. Oh, the doorways aren't lining up. The doorways aren't lining up. Can you slug? You can't slug. Is Hanato far enough away that you can reload, get the shot off? Could there still be something to work here? That might be massive. How far can you get Dwight from that gate? M1 there. The reload add-on will help. The reload add-on will help. He will have a clear line of sight at the gate. Can he pull off the extraordinary here? And someone's left, so it's all over. GG. What a nightmare. What a nightmare. And I think it was 4 hooks. I must admit I wasn't paying attention. It's a victory for Trapper. And Slinger's woes continue. GG. I think it was 4 hooks for... yeah. So Trapper gets his first win of the tournament. Puts him properly in contention. But look at this. Slinger has so far had the worst 2 sets of performances. He is on the bottom of Group C and he has only 10 hooks to his name. Disastrous for that Slinger. Deary, deary me. Ah, alright.